One. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another component cast episode of Zweihander, the Great Schism. Roach, tell us about what we're playing today.
We're playing Zweihander, a grim and perilous RPG. No, I had more. A grim and perilous RPG published by Andrews McNeil, publishing and designed by Daniel D. Fox. It's a grim, dark set of low-ish fantasy rules based on a D100 system that, if any of you have played Warhammer Fantasy or Warhammer, any of the RPGs from like Black Industries, would be somewhat familiar with, at least in terms of the resolution mechanics. If you're interested in other games that use this kind of system, or at least use this skeleton of a game, there is next week, I got the exact release date, next week to the day, the game Blackbirds is coming out, again, published by Andrews McNeil Publishing. That's going to be it's an interesting RPG set in a world where the evil cabal of wizards has already won, and you're kind of fighting over the last bit, waiting for them to come back. It's interesting. Read up on it. You'll get a feel for it. It's cool. The art's very good for it. And yeah, that's about it.
And yeah, well, you know what? We didn't have a session last week. Let's get right into it, shall we? And we're back. So, over to you, Roach.
Yes. It is. Hold on a second.
Correct me if I'm wrong. It was a Rotman civil war, right? Wasn't it rat people fighting rat people? It was rat on rat violence.
Well, yeah, wasn't that like created by, I don't know, maybe Midge, giving them access to strange technology?
They were
like Greek
already at war,
fire
good
and
sir. They were
bullets
already
and-
at war, good sir. I just gave them some poison.
And maybe like change their entire democratic process, and then they give them a democratic process. I'm not entirely sure.
There's a lot that's happened. Last game, you all explored the tomb.
Do not put me into the middle of this, all right? That lot.
No, you all explored a tomb last session, the one in which they are gathering all of their metal from to see if it had something to do with the current situation that the area is under. And not finding any definitive links, at least, that you could see. But you did find that this is a very, very large tomb. It goes very deep into the ground and may connect to some sort of cave system. But after exploring for a couple of hours, you came back up to be informed that there was an attack going on. And we played through a combat fighting off this attack. I have just found out that there was an update in between that game and this game, and that wiped the turn order. That was in here. So, and I did not write it down.
Gotta
That's what you
love
get.
the good old writing stuff down.
Relying on technology. The pen and paper will never do your own.
This
So
is where
what?
we all go.
Machines, Bruder has
Wait.
failed us.
I know we had just finished my.
Scream.
We'd just gotten to, I think, a Kluft.
You have no
turn.
I think we got.
Kluft was first.
Yeah, Kluft was first, so I think we just got
Yep.
to a Kluft turn.
Yeah, we just came back around, was the thing.
That is very true. I was just going to say we could just kind of. There's 2 alive. There's 2 left, and according to my notes, both of them are very injured. So, I'm just gonna roll. I'm just gonna roll 2 dice, and we're just gonna see what happens here because we're just gonna
We
extract
have a
this.
problem with me actually accessing TaleSpire at the moment. It's been loading for the last 24 years.
Try switching it off and turning it on and off again. Let's see if that works.
Should make sure it's plugged in as well, Roach.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that one.
Yeah.
Have you got it plugged in? Have you tried switching it off and turning it on again?
Do you have a firewall enabled on your?
Hang on, I'll check.
Are you using Norton antivirus?
Yes.
Okay, one. Okay.
Is
Yeah,
the
they're
room
both
you're
very
in,
dead.
Fire safe or not?
So yeah, but we're just gonna say both of them are also dead because they were within 1 injury of dying with one of them, and the other one needed 1 good hit by Jeska to die.
Who needs
So
on our end?
I'm in need of assistance.
there's quite a few
Bite
who
me.
use it, and I realize I need to go get my.
I am very much in need of assistance.
Have you ever
Jeska
thought
puts a
about
hand on
helping
the.
others, Newton.
Jeska
Which
puts a hand on her
campaign board do I
wound,
need?
which isn't bad. It just
He has
looks
to
at,
put you on the campaign boards.
I need to be on a campaign board.
Yeah, you do.
Dear God, the DM. I mean, it's just
had to
it's
get it.
terrible.
Stop yelling at me.
I remember other campaigns much better than this.
Oh,
Ow.
those are fighting words.
Oh, those are words where, like, if there's a meetup
Absolute
where we all might
savage.
see each other, there might be hands thrown.
Not like we've got one coming up soon or anything.
No idea about
no.
Oh,
No,
I
no.
am doing my bit towards that after the stream. The, which,
Yeah, no
anyway.
worries. No, that's fine. That's fine. You've got till Thursday anyway, so plenty of
No,
time.
I've already told
Anyway.
Red so that she can remind me because I'll forget.
He will.
Oh, hey, rival, just reminding.
So
Jeska puts a hand on the wound because she got stabbed, but she doesn't seem too bad. She's not bleeding because she's, I think, the that's not how it works because she's wearing armor, so she doesn't get the bleed effect for being injured.
You have an injury though, right?
Yeah, I am hurt, but I'm not as badly hurt as Newton is. So I
I'm
just
not-
look
I'm-
at.
Did I freaking
I'm-
hack medicine stuff? I don't think I've actually got round to managing to actually buy proper medicinal.
I gave you stuff.
Stuff. What stuff?
For bandages.
Yeah, I gave you bandages. I bought like 10
Yes,
bandages.
you're
and
right.
gave you half of
I've got
them.
that. I've got bandages written down.
I'm
That's all
carrying
you
a
need.
lot of bandages, but
Bandages are incredible
I
in this
actually
game.
don't. I actually
Yeah.
don't require a bandage because I'm not bleeding. We already worked
Let's
that
have
out.
a look here. Yeah, you don't. There's
Yeah,
no.
you
It's
didn't
not
have an
like
injury
D&D
either,
medicine, is it?
because-
It's like not like D&D healing.
I didn't-
Like I've actually got to do proper medicine here.
Yeah, I didn't take an injury because we rolled. I had 2 things to roll, and I didn't. Yeah, I'm just. What is it? It's moderately. No, I'm
we're House of the
seriously
Dragon in
wounded.
this. We're gonna
I'm
House of the
seriously
Dragon this,
wounded.
right? We're gonna House of the Dragon this. All right, now I can tell you what you're needing is some leeches.
I've actually got a jar of leeches.
Yeah, exactly.
You do,
So
but when
we're
you
gonna
have
put
dissolve on
all
the
these
tongue.
on. They'll draw out the bad blood from where you got injured, and that will help heal you. You've obviously got an imbalance of humors, which is why you're bleeding so much.
Charlie does not look impressed.
He doesn't, does he? He's not used to my funny voices
I'm
yet.
just gonna get my Zweihander.
And what else I can do is probably give you a dose of smelling salts. That'll make you, that'll make you feel a bit better.
That's only if
Dagmar.
I'm mentally having issues. If I
Well,
remember correctly.
I also sometimes prescribe it for people that are a bit hurt because it also sends them into a nice little place, you know.
Jessica just
Think
has a
less
hand
about
on
the
the
fact that
wound.
they're
She's applying pressure this whole
Hurt.
time while you guys are talking. And she just looks at Dagmar and goes, Dagmar, just put a bandage on me, please.
I can certainly do that one. Would you like some leeches as well?
No.
Why
I'm
not?
fine.
It's the best medicinal care you can get.
I would
Sorry, I'm
rather
totally
not.
getting Blackadder the second here. A court of leeches.
If there's leeches going, I'll take a leeching.
I'd like to
I will
put fennel in the
perform
jar,
my
and that way they
what's-
taste like aniseed when you eat them.
Where's the actual thing? Is it an actual thing involving
Why would you
heal?
want your leeches to
Yes,
taste like
there is a skill
There's
called
a
heal.
healing- yeah, there's a
I would
healing
like
skill.
to leverage this heal skill.
But you have to.
heal
It's a
skill.
trained skill. It's like only
yes.
those.
You have killed rival.
I like to put it. So, because I read up on
Yeah.
these last time.
Let's
Zoomies,
have a
folks,
cohesive.
zoomies, it's
Let's
been a
have a
while.
cohesive
Excuse
conversation.
me, it's taking me a
this
moment
time.
to sort out my dice. They were in my box. I'm only
Cohesive
one-handed here.
conversation. Have you met us?
I'm trying. I'm hoping. I can hope.
I'm hoping to meet you at some point.
So, damage condition track.
That
So-
conversation was so bad, I've marked my
Like-
glasses with my fingers.
Lightly wound, like to heal from lightly wounded. That's an automatic. You automatically succeed if you use a.
Leech.
In order to treat a wounded patient, a caregiver must have a bandage. If they're lightly wounded, the bandage will auto succeed. If they're moderately wounded, it's a +10 heal test. If they're seriously wounded, it's a standard heal test. If they're grievously, it's a -10.
So here's the good news. I'm lightly wounded.
So
You're lightly
you can
wounded.
use,
I
for
will
example,
bandage
you can use
The best bandaging that ever
Hold on.
bandaged.
Hold on. Let Midge.
So
Okay,
you can use laudanum to bring someone up 1 damage track automatically.
for a limited time.
For 24 hours within that draft, and they need to have a heal test within that time to make it a permanent thing. And then injuries are something completely different. They have but luckily none of us
So-
are like properly injured. We're just wounded.
So here's the thing: you can only do 1 healing test per day,
Yes.
and then you need to have 10 uninterrupted minutes to do this, which you do have.
Right.
And you need to make the checks. If you fail the check, as long as you don't critically fail, it just doesn't do anything.
Right.
They're just continue to be that kind of
Okay.
status.
That's the
In
love of
that
God, don't
case, we
critically
need to
fail.
debate who's the finer healer.
You're the only one with
Dagmar
the trained.
will loudly exclaim about the fact that he's so highly trained and gets he's needing to get a 59 on a trained heal skill.
Well,
I mean, I'm up for
hold on.
trying.
I mean,
Go ahead,
I can.
Hold on.
but-
Go ahead, Red.
Is it one healing test per person who is healing, or one healing test per injured person?
It's you can only be healed once every 24 hours. is how
So
Okay.
it's per person
So
being
Dagmar
healed.
can heal both
Yes.
Jeska and Newton. That's fine. So we don't, because medicine you have to flip the dice. So it is
if you're
really
not
bad
trained.
idea if any of us give it a go.
Yeah, so
I mean,
I am trained.
I have to flip the dice, but I do have a 53% even flat with that. So it's
but
not.
Dagmar has a 59%,
Yeah.
and with
And I only got that
Jeska.
because I spent points. I've actually used my XP.
good.
Nice.
And because Jeska is moderately wounded, correct? You're not. Or are you lightly
Moderately
wounded?
or
Light.
lightly?
I
It was
am.
moderate. It was moderate.
Hold
I
on.
thought it was lightly.
I'm
Yeah, I
asking
thought it
one
was lightly.
person. Okay.
I thought it was lightly. It was moderate, so it's plus 10 to your heal check.
So that means you need a 69 on the dice.
Nice.
Nice. To we're all children. You need a 69 on the dice to succeed, and then
Careful,
Jeska
we have
will
an
go-
actual child as well.
Yeah, we'll go up to lightly wounded, and then next day, as long as you have 10 interrupted minutes, then she'll be fully healed at that point because you won't need a check. So go ahead and as you're doing your battlefield triage, go ahead and roll your dice, Dagmar, for Jeska, and we'll see.
Roll them bones.
And then mark down one bandage because it uses one bandage when you use it. So
That'll bring me
if you
down
fail.
to 2. I can't even see. Give me a sec.
Charlie.
Charlie, can you tell us what the dice are, please?
Eventually,
You're not
that's
gonna
what
like
Atari
this,
would use it
guys.
for. It's a
You're not going to
77.
like this,
Yeah.
guys. I'm getting a medical malpractice lawsuit.
Oh, no.
That's 96. I've just read.
Oh,
that.
it's just a
that's
fail.
not a critical
Might be a
fail.
Yeah,
reroll.
it's just a fail.
Oh, okay. So it's
You
just
could
Do you
reroll
want to
it.
use? Do you want to
Reroll
use
it.
a,
I could-
a
I
reroll
could.
point?
I would like to use a reroll point.
Awesome. Okay, so go ahead and reroll it then.
Hold on a minute. 26. So that's a pass.
Nice.
So you've been healed. So you go up to lightly wounded, and tomorrow you can be fully healed, Jeska. Now for Newton, who is seriously wounded, correct? You're so seriously wounded. It is a flat check for Dagmar to make.
Okay.
Newton can probably mark
That
off one of
brings me
his
down
bandages.
to 1 bandage.
That's right. I've
Unless
got
you want to use one of ones.
I've got 15 bandages. So
Oh, give me
I'll-
one of them, please. I'm desperate. I only had 5.
So
Oh
don't mark
damn!
down,
Can I get healed?
so don't mark down any of yours, Dagmar. And just use one of Newton's.
Remember,
Right.
I bought a bandolier to carry them all in because we didn't
I
have
bought
anything
all the
else.
Oh,
bandages
yeah, that's
that we
right,
had in
because-
town.
Wow.
Remember?
Yeah.
I made
you
a
gave
load
him
as well.
most of them to him, and then you gave me like a few as well, didn't you? 'Cause
Yeah.
I've got down like it was like 5 bandages at the start, and I think I used 1 at some point.
No, you
and now
don't.
I'm
We
using
don't
more.
start with bandages.
No, we didn't.
I
I'm
made a
saying,
load.
like, I got given some, but you've got the lion's share.
Yeah.
I'm remembering that now. Yeah, I got like 5 bandages, and I'm just depleting them rapidly now. Okay, that gives me 3 bandages left then, if I'm taking from your stock. Right, flat roll, yeah.
Yeah, flat roll.
That is oh God's sake, 86. That's a fail.
It's a fail. You could spend another point from the
Yeah.
pool.
Oh God.
What's the level of injury?
Khajiit has rerolls if you
He's seriously wounded.
I'm seriously wounded.
you have threat.
Oh yeah, we probably should have just see if we should have done you first then.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
But everyone was like, "No, shut up."
Yeah, go on, you go. Step in. Let's not get more
Well-
threat built up.
I'm
I'm referencing Star Trek here. I'm sorry, I know, but that's how.
Am I allowed to
fundamentally
attempt
figure it.
myself?
You are, but it will
But you
flip the
can-
results.
It will flip-
You
Yeah,
can
because
also
we're not-
malpractice yourself.
Just
Yeah,
reroll. I
but-
think spend a reroll.
Spend 2 rerolls early on, it's fine.
The thing is, even if I flip it, it's still a 50-50 chance with me.
Wow.
It isn't though, because if you flip it, you have a very high chance of it being because remember, it could be you're flipping the
you flip
the numbers.
you flip your the dice that you roll. Yeah.
Yes. Which
So you have to
it throws
hope-
statistics way off because you're also because you're dealing with like you're flipping the numbers around, so you know, you get 19 comes to 91, things like that. So it's
You gotta hope that you roll a number that when you flip it, it's still below 53.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Since
Yeah,
you're at
it's-
53,
It's 25%.
but it's
Yeah,
it's
okay.
flipped
25,
to it's
sorry,
flipped to fail. It's flipped to fail. So even if you succeed
Yeah,
on
I
the
know.
level one, it has to flip it. Okay, all right.
I know.
That's really bad, though. That's
It
really
is.
bad.
I was saying you could just spend one fate point.
Yeah,
Or
that's
the,
what I
one of the fortune
fate
points or
point.
whatever. Yeah.
I'm rolling then.
Yep. Because you have a higher chance of success.
Yep.
I don't flip to fail because I'm actually training this 37, which goes up to 47. No, it's just a flat, isn't it? Yeah, 37 pass.
Flat roll. So, Newton, you are treated.
I should melt these dice. They are dead to me.
Yeah,
so you go
should.
to moderately wounded.
Leave them behind you at the last job site you go to for your current firm as like a bad luck totem.
And yeah, so I'm just double checking on here. Yeah, the wound track, that's how you just start going up it. But if you have injuries, that takes time to heal injuries. So yeah, that should just work. And you really want to, you could take laudanum as well, because that stacks with being
if
healed.
I feel like we're going towards a fight, I will take a laudanum just to make my survivability better. Because I have some on me. I've actually got quite a lot of opium on me.
So, while you're doing all of this, the guard force on the fort are going about and healing or bandaging up their comrades that are injured. There's not a lot of them that are, except for their leader who took a couple of hits. Yes, Ashen.
Can I go arrow and pebble hunting, please? As I was
Sure.
firing arrows, and I know that Drakel was firing pebbles.
Sure. Go ahead and roll a d10 for me.
Ooh.
2, you find one arrow that is usable from the ones that you fired. That you can get out of the bodies without breaking them. And as for pebbles are pebbles. You just spend time and you can just pick them up off the ground. Good sized ones.
Wow. I've never made an enemy of a sovereign nation before, but I think that we're now the enemies of the blue cloak. Sky cloaks, forgive me. I don't want to make any more enemies.
They're all dead. It's okay. The one on top.
Was this all of them? Which one was the joke then?
No, these ones are all dead. I think there's still a lot.
Back in a bit.
Oh.
Dead things.
So there's still an army then that we are now the enemy of.
Sure.
I've
I
never had an
guess.
army after me.
You get used to it.
Suppose we may as well. I like look to the others then, and I kind of turn around and say, I suppose we'd best get some red cloaks then, if we've joined the side.
We already have some red on us.
Yes, I'm covered in it. I'm gonna have to wash these clothes now.
Well, that's your
Oh,
own.
yeah, I
That's a
suppose.
little
I don't-
different.
I'm good. No one even
For
look
once.
close.
Jeska is
Good
going
being
to.
ranged, isn't it?
Jessica's going to go like to the
Fighting
body.
from range, isn't it?
It's great.
Look, I don't know if you've ever noticed, but hands the size of this do not really work with the intricacies of a bow.
We'll just get you a big sling. You'll be fine.
I really like bows. I don't know why. I feel like I should be using a bow.
Ears start burning.
It's like
Anyway,
I'm missing something.
Jessica's going to go over to
Well,
the body
actually,
of
Not.
the rat folk. That's I tried to stab her and like take a look at his weapons and armor because they were pretty decent quality.
What are you doing? Sorry.
Just taking a look at his at his weapons and armor, like the rat kid that we killed.
Okay, cool. There's a couple.
The one that stabbed me.
Which one?
Yeah, the one that stabbed me. That one.
Yeah, no. If you look at the ratkin, the sky cloaks, by their while you were all getting treated and stuff, they've a lot of the fort's soldiers have piled them into like a kind of a heap in the center for disposal later. But if you kind of like look through them, they've got like their gear is of better quality. Though it looks like it's more purpose built, as in it is sized closer to what they would, whereas the rats that you're dealing with are just are using kind of
whatever they could find.
Yeah.
Sticks.
So like I pick up the spear or whatever like that, and I'm like, and I like test it out. Like it's weighted pretty well, I assume, and it actually kind of works as a spear, and it's metal as well. I think you mentioned.
It's got a metal head to it, yes.
Yeah, has a metal tip, unlike the one that I have, which is a fire-hardened one.
Yes.
So I claim this by right of conquest.
I didn't see you do any killing.
Though I was a voice for peace.
Exactly. You don't get to claim anything. You did no conquest.
But I thought that we were a party.
Well, we are when you actually help.
I will remember this next time that you want me to slide into a small hole.
Sure.
Then we'll see. Then we'll see who's
Kluft will
really
remember
helpful.
this appears in like the periphery of Jeska's vision. Sheila looks over the spear for a bit and is like, "These are pretty good." Do you? And she looks at Goldtooth. Goldtooth, do you know if Skycloaks actually have like people who know how to make metal, or is it just a case of they scrounge this from somewhere?
Well, they got it from the same place as we got it, so I forgot her voice. But yeah,
the rat folk, let's go for it.
The same voice. Yeah. It's murder on me anyways. I'm not sure. We don't, I protect the fort.
That's fair. She turns to everyone else. If we do remember that the village sent out their blacksmith, and maybe instead of killing him, they captured them and they're using them to make weapons.
Wow. I wish I too could find gainful employment.
That's
I wouldn't imagine
actually a
it's gainful.
solid theory.
I have my moments, Newton. I'm not entirely stupid.
I'm proud of you.
That's worse.
She just does like this whole what the
Look, I'm not I'm
You're
all
not
about you finding answers and bettering yourself. That's what it's all about. It's
I
also
hand the
about
spear to
harsh encouragement.
I hand the spear to Kluft, and then I grab another spear and I hand it to whoever's next to me. I start giving out the weapons.
I'm good, thank you.
Do these count as fire-hardened spears or different spears?
They count as fire-hardened spears because they're not. They're still not like a forged military weapon. It's more they have some metal tips on them, and they're made to a better quality, but they are not to the point where you could consider.
And what about
basically, there's a
shields?
high chance that thing's gonna crack if it embeds in something when it's thrown, kind of thing. It's not.
And what about
it's
the
not to
shields? Are
stuff.
they actually any good, or are they just the same as the ones before?
They'll function as regular shields, but they'll have half the durability points that a regular shield will, like the durability, like hardness level that that they guide. So they
They
work.
were in armor though, weren't they?
They are. Most of them are wearing a mix of leather and chain, and kind of a bit more uniform than some of the kingdom's soldiers you've seen. They do seem to keep it better cleaned, so it's a little bit more gleaming.
Will it fit? So, Ratkin, what sort of height are they? Are they dwarven height, gnome height?
Height's not really the issue, it's the mass. So a dwarf would be a bit too stocky on average to comfortably wear what they're wearing. Ashen might be able to wear this. It wouldn't fit perfectly, but I mean, with non-plate,
Ashen's the only other one with armor, so
yeah. Kluft's a human, but Kluft's a halfling, right? He's not halfling, but he's half human, half. What was his other blood?
He's entirely human.
Was it? I thought he
He's
had.
just not the tallest man.
He's just small.
I thought
There's a wide variation in humans. He's just very
I thought
small.
when he rolled him up, he was he had like
Nope.
gnome blood or something like that.
Nope. I'm the only human in the party.
The only human.
Humans represent.
And he doesn't
humans
even. And Kluft doesn't even think he's human. It's the wild thing.
I don't believe in bloodline. It is all about cultural appropriation and assimilation. Culturally, I am red person.
Culturally.
Represent, brother. Just like just on the wall.
Yeah.
Did I squeeze into some meal? If I wanted to. Not that I necessarily want to.
That's true.
There's enough here. I would say this. Ashen could have a set, or if you wanted to pool it all together, you could gather enough chain from all of these that if you had even like a journeyman level, like smith, like not even a full blacksmith, but just somebody who's like versed in how to and kind of how to operate a forge, you could have them like take all of this and kind of make a mail shirt or a quasi hubberk.
I don't want to sound. I don't want to come across as prejudiced. But does the dwarf have any such knowledge?
The dwarf is quite literally an alchemist. So sorry, an apothecary.
Alchemist.
Yeah, he's a brewer.
Oh, well, I guess that. Okay,
Yeah,
fair enough.
We found his friend
dwarf.
with a bunch. His friend and all that sort of stuff. With
He
the
knows
big
some
brewery
things
company.
about it because he did teach a little bit to the rat blacksmiths that were back at the Kingdom City.
Yeah.
Cries a 9-foot ogre. Never gonna find
I'll
anything
just-
that fits me.
I'll just take the classic. I'll just take some shoes.
What I'm just saying is, if you wanted to, you could pull it together. If you can carry it, you could take it somewhere. There is a apprentice in Low Hill that might be able to do it, and you could give a shot with the Ratkin blacksmiths back at the city. Their settlement, as they have some knowledge of smelting, it would have a higher chance of being a botched project. But
Personally, for me, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to collect it because it's shiny. I think is probably my thought process
It's
on
good
this.
iron. It's good iron. You know, you're used to.
It is, yeah.
Incredibly logical thinking to me.
You know,
It twinkles. It shimmers whenever you hold it.
Yeah.
You can do that, and it makes like a little noise.
yeah. Well, and One Eye Jim used to give you really good money for metal when you traded it in.
One-eyed
Just
Jim.
scrappers.
That and little dogs.
For the purposes of if you're going to put it in your inventory, you're going to have 3 encumbrance levels of just say rat mail. It's 3 encumbrance. Yes, Ashen.
Did you also say there was leather armor in there as well? Like proper
Yeah, it's
leather?
it's like a mix. Like they're kind of doing a thing like you know how late in the medieval period there were gambesons that had chain on stitched into the
I'm
underside.
the wrong human. Somebody here
Oh.
does.
yes, I follow. I understand.
Yeah, they're doing that. Like the mail is in a lot of the joints and everything, and a lot of the less mobile portions they're using like boiled leather armor in place there. So it's kind of like their approximation.
Yeah, my my armor is fur or hide, so leather gives me a +1 on top of that.
Yeah,
But
I'm wearing
if
leather.
it's a mix, then
It'd be a mix. You'd have to see how. Basically, it would be if the mail project goes well, then the leather that comes off of there could be used to make armor from a smith that could kind of forge, like kind of not forge it, but could get it together. But it would have
be a
to
tailor in this instance because it's leather.
It's hard to say because technically there wasn't a lot of like it's just kind of
Be an armor.
It's
an armor.
yeah,
would
be
do
an
it.
armor.
Well, it's what would
yeah.
happen probably in back in the ages is the blacksmith would make the metal bits and his wife would do the sewing.
Yeah, probably. So that's
Or his children.
So his children, or yeah, there's that. A hunt, like if there's a hunt master as well, they could theoretically know how to at least do some work with leather, but that's like basic. So you've got options if you want to look around for it, but yeah, there's enough there that you could theoretically, especially for your size, get a suit together. But that would, yeah,
gonna take
it would
time.
depend a lot. Yeah, it would depend a lot on how good the forging of a mail shirt goes, how cleanly they're able to separate the two.
Wait, should we make our way to the pine thicket then?
1 second. I just whoever was looking through the bodies predominantly, could you also go ahead and roll a scrutinize check?
Okay. Let's pull up my thing here. Is scrutinize a flip? I don't think it is.
No, it's just a basic.
No, it isn't. It is 45. It's perception based. No, that's a 98.
It's a 98. Okay. Cool. So yeah, while you're all going through all this and everything, you do hear a door open from the bottom of the tower, and you see.
I was about to ask about him.
Yeah, you see Blackthorn. Actually, is it Blackthorn? I forget.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Blackthorn. Yeah.
There's a lot of quasi-evil sounding.
It wasn't Darkwater, was it? No,
Advisors.
because that's the Grand Seneschal. I assume that's not him.
Let me just double check.
No, it was Stuart Blackthorn.
Stuart Blackthorn, yes. It wasn't Grand
I keep
Seneschal
thinking
Darkwater.
it's Stuart, and it's Stuart.
Oh, he's
Stuart
Stuart.
Rance.
He's Stuart now.
Yeah. He's Stuart Little now.
He's Stuart. God,
Stuart
that's a tongue twister.
Blackthorn.
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah, but Blackthorn comes out and goes,
Stuart
well,
Stew.
we fought them off pretty handedly.
Well done, delegating. Good
What I'm
job.
good for.
You're going to need to wash out your britches.
No, I'm good.
Not wearing any.
No, they're all wearing pants.
There's a naturalist section out there somewhere that we don't
We're
talk about.
avoiding that question of this society.
All the rats are shirt cock in it. Like,
Nice.
Nice.
Damn, can we stay here? Like, why are we staying at that?
They do actively practice a blood sacrifice to choose their leader.
Oh, did we know that?
yeah.
Yeah.
That was something that came up. Yeah, that
Oh,
Yeah,
I
came
we
think
up.
I missed
do.
that session.
Oh,
Yeah.
you did.
that's what I came
Yeah.
up
Well, I mean,
That's
how
what
else?
came up during that episode.
How
That's
else
why
do
they
you-
wear red.
Yeah.
It's for the blood of the martyred kings or whatever it was.
Yeah, but how else do you choose a leader, right? Like, at least they get a choice,
I suppose.
right? Pretty enlightened.
Well, no, it's between the royal family that they have the blood sacrifices. If I remember, it's like okay,
How many royal families is there?
one.
They just fight amongst themselves. It calls down quite a bit every time there's a new king. So it's
Sounds pretty legit to me. Like, I mean,
that needs to be an option in Crusader Kings 3. Is just have a blood sport to choose the next leader every time.
I mean,
would be interesting.
that's how the Ottomans did it.
Yeah, I suppose so.
at least it's a meritocracy, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why? How do you
good at
choose your leaders?
We don't even get a choice. We don't even get to choose.
That seems really repressive.
It is. it's entirely unfair. We're still feeding on the scraps from the big
Are there
table.
any republics that exist in this world yet?
Yeah, there's a couple.
Is there like a nascent republicanism that's sweeping the world? Nationalism rising around the place.
Because there are also things like town mayors that are elected now in some areas and stuff like that. So it's starting to it's starting to come around in this area, but not as many there's not republics here per se, like in terms of nations. I mean, Drakel would have where you come from. There's a quasi republic. There is a grand empress that is as the head of your nation, but then there's a council that is then elected by.
Did you say grand empress?
Yes.
Oh no.
Is she like? Does she have like blue hair and a really spankable ass?
No, because you're lizard folk. So
You see, the first one then is a
Called
no.
Ashen Duval.
The second one is yes. That's how that works,
So-
right, Roach? You don't get one
they
of
don't
those
have
things.
hair.
Yeah, you don't get hair. So the
they don't
second
got
one's a
hair.
yes.
Also, lizard folk in this world, the females are much more mundanely colored than the males.
Oh.
Not
That
in
how
my
you can
mind.
tell?
That's how you can tell. They're also much larger than the males.
All right, I'm into it.
But so yeah, there's some republic-esque elements there.
Is there
from-
like a Venice equivalent?
Are there any
That's
trade
Doge
republics?
of, you know,
trade republics? There's a couple way up north, kind of around the horn of the whole continent, but they're pretty far away. It'd be equivalent of you asking a European and like the throes of the Middle Ages going like, so you hear about the Swahili on the Swahili coast? And it's like, yeah, no, I think I've heard of them, but I have no context for specifics about them.
Or in some parts of medieval Europe, what's a coast?
You mean there's water that just says soul? That's gotta be. How's it free?
What do you mean, a lake that you can't walk round?
Good. So yeah, it's a quasi no. Like there's some ideas of that. But
yeah, right, fair enough.
Yeah. So what's your all's like plan? You've kind of made enemies now with. Kind of gestures towards the pile of
I
corpses.
don't know that. They're all dead.
That's the point. Yeah.
Well, if they're all dead, they couldn't exactly go back to their king and say that we was here.
There were a lot of archers in the forest over there, though, and they've kind of left. So they might have seen. They might have seen you come in and a fight happen, but I don't know if they had specifics. I definitely saw the big guy. You throw one of them off the wall.
I would like to
That'd be
point out
hard
that
to
it wasn't
miss.
him who threw him off the wall. It was your friend over there, and I pointed the one who actually did it.
Yeah, I didn't do shit. I tried.
Yeah, there's a
I
guy
was a
up
bit
there
more of
just
a punching bag. I'm just. Oh no, I think that's part of my liver. They grow back,
I
right?
fired a crossbow.
Well, in for a penny, in for a pound.
What's
No, that wouldn't work. In for a penny, in for
What's
Don't
it
show
called?
once again.
for
I don't know about you guys, but I was just traveling through here. We done all that yet? Then have we? Did we solve the crime?
Well, we've got to go find a great pine tree, and as distinguished guests of your king.
Okay, like they're all really tired.
Yeah, they feel like me right now.
We require an escort into the pine forest.
Oh, I can't. I don't have that authority. Also, I don't think that's gonna happen. But I can ask. You did shed blood for the king's territory.
The king.
Hey, this guy's getting it.
You starting to understand it.
So we could
gets
go
it.
back and ask, but I don't know about that.
I thought we were already given that as a thing, but
No,
you
no,
were
no.
good.
He was
We
saying
were
that like
allowed to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
He couldn't guarantee our protection because it's on the border with the Skycloaks.
Sure.
Yeah.
Which I was like, that's fine because we want the permission to go there, not to be protected. So.
Okay. Well, do we want?
Listen, I think when it comes down to it, I think we can move pretty well. I think we can get in and out pretty quickly. We just need to make sure that poor Newton here doesn't die of his injuries.
Well, maybe Newton stays in the village.
Ah, yes, I can continue my studies.
But
Just don't
be you.
I could stay with him and feed him food.
You could.
I weirdly enough, I think your expertise are going to be needed. You have a knack for finding things, dear Kluft.
And for hiding, which might be important.
Besides, if we need to diplomatize with the Skycloaks, you might be the best here to do so.
Perhaps I can walk back all this violence and end this reign of terror.
No, I know Drakel. I don't want to be left alone with Kluft.
But I would have accepted that answer too. That's fair.
Just a real guy.
Kluft kicks a rock sadly.
Drakel just pulls out a cell phone and it's just like,
That's fine. Yeah.
what is that?
People are very advanced.
Okay, I will stay in the wood. I'll go see what I can find out of the village. I'll go back with Stu here, and
Blackthorn. I worked hard to get that name.
you earned your last name.
Of course, there's a lot of us, so there's only so many words.
So, how did you get the name Blackthorn?
You know, let's go, Newton. Let's leave.
No, I'm curious. Because Blackthorn is the name of a tree, so you would think you were strong and like a tree?
I think they found him hanging out of a tree or something, maybe. Maybe he fell out of one.
He's got a miscolored penis.
Not information I wanted to know, Newton. Thank you.
It's very impressive to have a last name.
Look,
Only lords, kings, and nobles have last names.
Good point.
I have a last name.
I have a middle name.
Did you just...
Yeah, you have 3 names. That's
Did you
truly
steal
a
it?
sign of ability.
So greedy, holding 3 names.
Well, when you're my size, you need the extra need the extra coverage.
I mean, there's been 3 of Drakel.
Actually, Drakel's got a number. He's like right up there.
Yeah.
That's
He must be
interesting.
very noble. He must be very noble.
So, are you wanting to split your party?
The Roach, the DM, is like, please, no. No.
I say go for it.
No.
Let's split up 3 ways.
What's the third way?
I'll go to the Skycloaks and talk this whole thing over. I'm sure there's a whole cast of crazy characters there.
Comes back in a day and goes, right, it wasn't exactly effective. The entire continent may be at war now.
Kluft comes back. I'm now leading the rebellion. Like C-3PO in the Ewoks.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Big Ewok vibes for sure, yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Yes, those meat-eating bastards. They're playing bongos on stormtrooper helmets at the end,
And they're empty.
and they're
Han Solo.
empty.
That's because they had to eat them, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, they feast on stormtrooper blood.
Yep.
I say go for it.
They were gonna cook Han Solo.
They were.
People misread the whole thing. The Empire there like just weren't being like lazy about only having a small perimeter to protect. They just didn't want to go any further out into the wilderness because they didn't want people to the forest.
That's the thing.
Oh, look at the teddy bears! Aren't they cute? No,
Whole
they're
patrol's gone.
feral.
That is actually a thing in
bastards.
Battlefront 2. There is actually a game mode where you have to survive getting from outpost to outpost on Endor as a stormtrooper patrol.
So
Yeah, it's dark. It's
Fun,
awesome.
wait. Fun fact: Mama Red was almost an Ewok.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Oh,
She's actually small enough. I'm not joking.
Wow, that's cool.
That's pretty cool.
I am the tallest
She
member
also eats
of the
people.
collective family by a large margin.
Have
So
you
you-
shown them your oversized son yet?
So is it like it's like Willy Wonka, like in the factory? It's like
Oh boy.
Not far off.
Rival and my brother-in-law. Yeah, no.
so
Rival. What's it like visiting the Lollipop Guild?
all right.
Oh, that's harsh.
We're meeting each other in
Red's just gonna walk up
once a
to
year.
Red's just gonna walk up to Mitch and just go.
Yeah.
I've already established I'm not making it at this point. I meant like back home afterwards. I'm gone. It's
So
As he's leaving, he's going to say, Mom, Dad, thanks for
what's
giving
the
birth to me.
plan?
Been a
I'm
pleasure.
sorry. This is where we part ways forever. No, Roach, I'm going to keep on interrupting you.
Role-playing game.
Dice game.
Nice.
I think I'm going back to town whilst the others go ahead because I think I'm too wounded.
Yeah, like to be honest, this will be easy, right? We just gotta go visit a tree, get through enemy territory.
And if I'm
in
the
and out.
one that's been seen, I'm also the one that stands out. I'm definitely not the stealthy one, so perhaps it's a good idea.
I'm pretty okay at a stealth. Pretty alright. I can do it.
All right.
In armor.
Yes, armor does not affect stealth in this game.
I'm just thinking of all your characters in plate armor.
I know.
with
It's
stealth
hilarious. I actually have a good stealth character for a change. It's madness.
It's gonna be.
Well, Lawrence was
So-
alright at stealth. He wasn't terrible. Wasn't his forte, but he wasn't bad at it.
So, okay. The rest of the party. What are you wanting to do? Where are you wanting to go?
The pine growth thicket wood thing.
Ting.
Okay.
A large fucking metropolis so I can actually make some goddamn money.
I like the idea of going to a city. Yeah, I'm in favor of that.
We'll get there. We'll
This
get
is what
there.
we're trying to do. We've got to
Eventually.
find these people and then they got to take us to the nearest city.
Why don't we
Take you
ask
through
the
the
rat people to
forest.
bring us?
That'd be interesting.
Are you going to? You have to travel together for a while before you can get on because you have to go back kind of to the settlement to then go to the pine forest because you've gone quite a bit further like north than where.
Oh,
the
so
forest
we have
is.
to actually return home? Like back to where we've been staying at?
No,
You
no,
have to-
the rat town. Rat town.
The rat
Oh.
town,
Oh,
the rat
okay.
settlement. Yeah.
The kingdom. I think
The
it was
kingdom.
because I asked, oh, what's the name of your city? And they were like, we don't have one. I was like, well, what happens if you get a second city? And they were like, this is the episode you missed was me pointing flaws in their civilization and giving them things to think about.
Well, I
And
hope they think
weapons.
about it.
As
Did
a
you tell them
British
that there's an
person does.
enemy king? Beyond just the Skycloaks?
I didn't tell them outside of
Jack
the world,
Waves.
the rest of the world outside of their little infrastructure. No.
Something to think about for sure.
Eventually.
Yeah.
So yeah, you travel along the road back to the settlement for a while before there is a branching off point where you are pointed to go that way, and you'll get to the edge of the pine forest, and then beyond that, I'm not sure. I can't guide you anywhere past that point.
Would
So
you
I'm-
be able to draw me a little map from here?
Sure.
That would
Do
be
you want me to?
appreciated. Yes, please.
All right. He draws a map and gives it to you. Okay. I'm gonna go take this one back. It's like,
We appreciate it.
I'm gonna pick up like a couple of like one of the spears from these individuals, and I'm just gonna use it as a walking stick. I got pretty fucked up.
It,
it holds
For now.
for now.
Each step is just roll dice. Roll dice.
that looks like it might break. Take mine as well. I'll give you my spear as a second walking stick in case it does shatter under your weight.
Double stick.
Yeah, like a walker, like a hiker.
Oh yeah, it's got like.
Yeah.
That's so Newton, to be fair.
That is actually, yeah.
So you will get. It'll take you about 2 or 3 hours to get to the edge of the pine forest from where you're currently at, as it is a bit of a distance away from the kingdom, on the frontier between the kingdom and the rebellion. Or so you're told. And the map, as it is depicted, very crudely. Actually, I need you to go ahead and make a. Let me check to decipher a map.
Navigation?
Yeah, let's go navigation.
I needed 53.
Okay. It is barely usable, but it does give you a general idea of there. And it's like the borders don't necessarily match up. He's kind of drawn them from memory of where the edge of the kingdom is, and it's not perfect. And he's mostly just giving you like landmarks kind of in empty spaces to kind of tell you to orient yourself, but you can kind of make it heads or tails of it. Barely. So you won't get lost, at least, as you travel. Newton, what are you wanting to do in the city? Settlement.
Place.
Retropolis.
It's the Retropolis. So I've read all of their. I'm gonna just spend my time, I think, studying the rest of their histories, if I can. Like from their old mining manuals. Also to just try and see if I can get some insight into what they might have come across in the deep dark. Like,
okay.
I want to find what the rat Balrog is, basically.
Yeah. I have no recollection of this place.
And then maybe I'll go, and then if they've not got that many books left, I will go just spend some time parlaying with the zealot.
As you do.
You don't find him when you come back.
Oh no.
He's been for the blood sacrifice.
You do not find him in the settlement when you
Are they having a blood sacrifice now?
Maybe.
Are they between kings?
It happens when the king dies.
Hmm.
And the king is ancient.
Ooh.
So he's I think we established
Unless I can spend some time trying to earn some money as an investigator in town.
Investigator.
Investigating rat crimes.
Exactly. Because I feel like I could answer some of these things with simple logic.
For you.
Yeah, sure. There's a little constabulary. There's like constable that deals with things, and they're pretty hard pressed to manage what's going on.
I'm gonna solve some rat crime.
All right, we'll revisit that.
That's something for later.
Because we're just gone. That's some roleplay I want to do.
That's I have to think on that. So the rest of you, as you do eventually kind of crest over a small hillet and see the edge of this pine forest, which is very notably like it's almost like it was clear cut to a point and then just stopped, or it just started growing until it just hit a wall almost. There's a very clear delineation between like a grassland and forest. So it's very noticeable, like, that's the edge of the pine forest, almost exactly. And it goes on for a while in either direction. Like, you think this might be like, this might be a couple miles across, at least from what you can tell. This isn't like a small clump. This is a proper, forest.
So what are we looking for here then?
The oldest, tallest tree, I assume.
Oh.
Or at least the stump of the oldest, tallest.
Do you want me to climb a tree and have a look and see if I can see it from here?
Or I can. You want to go?
Okay.
Then go for it.
Is Kluft adept at climbing?
No? I'll give it a go.
But he's trying to be helpful. I like that.
How else do you learn, How else do you learn?
Sure. That's gonna have to be a wow. That's gonna have to be an athletics check.
Athletics.
You're climbing
Drawn,
you're climbing a tree as well. A pine, which isn't the easiest thing to climb.
No.
Actually. I'm gonna say it's a challenging, so -10.
-10. I've got it untrained, so that means I have to.
No, it's a
fine.
regular skill. You don't have to flip.
94.
Ooh.
Is that a fail?
Oh yeah.
Perhaps.
I'm assuming I don't think you have a 95.
My brawn is 43. So just over half.
So you would have to get a 33 to succeed.
Yeah.
So so you all watch. So you said you all watch Kluft like give it like a look over, like what? Like look, and then you kind of do that thing where you kind of like jump, crawl a little bit, and then slide down because you don't have any handholds.
Well, I'll keep going at it. I'll keep going at it.
You do that at least as long until somebody tells you to stop.
It's
With a 94.
okay. It's okay.
I don't think these trees are climbable. I think they made them funny.
There's an invisible wall. It's not the correct tree. I haven't interacted with the correct tree.
I think they made them weird. I don't know.
Can I give it a go by doing a Milan?
By doing a what?
A Mulan.
I am
Wrapping a thing around a tree and then shooting up it.
right. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work for a tiny bit before you get to the branches because it's a pine tree, so it's not a pole going up.
All right.
So you
I'm gonna give it a roll anyway and see how we.
Sure.
I'm gonna prop myself at the bottom of the tree and like help her get up. So I'll assist.
I'll say.
You'd help her, but you wouldn't help Kluft to get up, huh?
No, because it's funny. That's why.
This is funny. Okay, make it a standard check, just a regular athletics. That's all that.
Nope.
No, I rolled
Not
a 7.
as badly, but no.
Yeah, that's a no.
No, you get a decent way up before you kind of like. You don't get the right handhold for a bit and you drop a little bit and then you're kind of in a position where you can't go up anymore and you just got to like start like gently lowering yourself down. You're kind of in that position where you kind of reached your limit and you can't go any further. So yeah.
All right, I scramble down and then jump.
You see anything?
Didn't get high enough. Can I do a perception check around the area and see if there's any unusual markings or tracks of humanoids, anything like that?
Sure, you could. That would be if you're trying to look for that.
Awareness or scrutinize?
I'm just trying to think. Awareness or scrutinize? Yeah, I'd say definitely scrutinize because you're very specific stuff there. You're trying to track things. So go ahead and do a scrutinize check. If anybody wants to help, they can.
I'll help.
While they're doing that, can I attempt an athletics check to get up the tree?
Sure. So Kluft, go ahead and just roll one. Just roll a 10th die, and so
I got a 1.
Oh.
Ooh, I'll take that one and make mine a 19.
Nice.
cool. Great. So, yeah, you've got that. And then, Jeska, what is your athletics check? How
that's good. It's a 33, so that's a critical success for me.
Hey, there you go. What is your normal score? Because it would have been at a -10.
My normal score is a 58.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, no, that's a critical success. Yeah, no, you it's kind of funny. I just realized because you have she has goat legs.
Yeah, so bouncy.
so very much like those climbing goats. You can kind of go up any direction.
Yeah.
It's very.
She puts her
very
hand to the
impeccable sense
tree
of
and
balance.
it's like a 92-degree angle, so she just walks up it.
So yeah, you get up to the top of the tree, and you'll have to make an awareness check to see if you can spot the specifics you're trying to spot. Sure. Ashen, you look around the general area while that's happening. You definitely there's wildlife here. Like it's not it's not an area devoid of life or lacking it. It's very active. So you see a lot of tracks of animals, deer, that kind of stuff. But you do notice there are tracks that aren't they definitely don't look human, but they're bipedal, and they definitely look like they could belong to some sort of rodent that weighed like 80 pounds or 90 pounds on average.
Just following Kluft around.
Jesus. 90-pound biped. I just realized I weigh the same as fucking 7 of those rats.
Yeah, no, that's why you're that's
You're
why
9
you can't
feet
go
tall,
into
Mitch.
a lot of their buildings. Like you have to go into their great hall. That's
Basically
like,
a titan.
Technically.
yeah.
He's a titan.
Wait, can I peer over the palisade? Just
You're not that big, but you're pretty tall.
I'm 9 foot. I'm 9
close,
foot.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. But yeah, you notice a couple of those tracks, and also you notice a symbol that has been carved in at least 2 trees that you can find. It is a crude carved symbol of a pine sprig.
Huh. Huh, that looks weird. What's that about?
So you notice that. What was your awareness check again, Jeska?
Oh, I didn't tell you. It was a 10.
10? Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you immediately notice there's a very large tree about maybe a mile or 2 deeper into the forest in like a specific direction. So you can clock that direction if you can kind of maintain the the sun in one area. You can walk that direction without too much trouble.
She comes back down the tree then at that point.
Yeah.
They're leading the way. What did you see, Jeska?
Well, there's a really big tree that way.
The carvings in the trees, do they also go in the same direction?
One of them does.
So no then.
One of them does. The other one doesn't look like it.
Are they different in any way, or are they the same?
I mean, there are differences. It doesn't look like maybe they were carved by the same person, but they definitely get the gist. Like, you know, they're trying to, like the Superman S. Everybody can do it, but there's a little differences to how people it comes out. Like, you know, it's a symbol.
You lead the way, Jeska.
Maybe
I
it
can.
just means that there's certain trees that are pine trees. I drop pines.
These are all pine.
All of them? Wow. Pine must be very cheap then.
It's very easy to use, which is why it's interesting that this is still here.
Why?
Well, if it's quite soft, so it's quite easy to carve and chop down. It's not as durable as the harder wood. If you wanted to build something quickly,
You be quiet. Didn't hear the last one.
pine's a good choice.
Cool.
Awesome.
I just used to get my wood from the scrap.
Yeah.
So Jeska leads the way towards the tree. She doesn't comment on this conversation.
Ashen is with Jeska.
Where do you get your wood from, Jeska?
There was a forest not far away from where I grew up. I think it was ash trees.
What's the
Rolling
point?
paper.
Is that where? That's the powder that's left after you light things on fire.
Yes, but there's also a type of tree called ash as well.
Oh, must be really good for burning then.
Yes, actually.
Yeah, actually, yes, that is true.
You can tell because of the name. And you owned a big forest, did you? You owned like something like this.
It wasn't really like this, no. Different, but
Was the grass yellow?
no.
Was it blue?
There wasn't much grass at all, honestly. It was very hilly and quite rocky.
I've heard about these, like a desert.
No. Just a lot of dirt and a lot of stone. Not very many patches of grass.
Ugh. That sounds like the big park back where I come from.
Might have been.
Mostly mud. Mostly mud, really. But I didn't own it. Everybody owns it. Well, the king owns it. But everybody owns it. Did you have problems with litter, too?
I mean,
Such a cosmopolitan thing, Kluft.
Yeah.
You don't understand other ways of life. I love it. It's amazing.
no, not really, actually. People were pretty well behaved with the litter.
Did you cut them down if they didn't because they were defiling your forest?
It wasn't really my forest, but no, I don't remember anyone being
Who-
cut down for defiling a forest.
Oh, did you have a lord who owned the forest?
I feel like I need to roll something to be like, Jeska's lying.
Sure. Yeah. if you want to.
Technically, she's lying right now.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead. It's that would be. It's, I don't know. That would. I'm trying to find.
Skullduggery?
There's a bluff, isn't there?
Guile?
There is a. Just checking. Skullduggery wouldn't be. That'd be. That's like.
That's the act of stealing, usually, right?
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guile?
I think
Suppose-
it's Guile.
Guile sounds about right.
Yeah, I think Guile's right.
All right, so it's 50-50 then, because I have a 50 fellowship, so... Oh, well, that's a 1. Holy shit.
Critical success. Nice.
Yeah.
Jessica's telling the truth.
Yeah, as far as
Okay.
everyone's aware, Jessica's telling the truth. She goes, yeah, there was a local lord.
Oh,
They were pretty okay with people, like, paying for a tree in the winter and stuff like that, so...
wow. What was their name?
Oh, God, what was their name?
Was it like Big Tail? If you took the tree from them and you weren't meant to, that would he come around and break your legs?
No, they weren't...
You'd break your tail.
Well, breaking your legs means, right, that you cannot pay somebody. You can't work, right? So why would
Well,
you do
you could
that?
work
It
if you really
seems-
put the effort in.
True, but it's a lot easier to pay your dues if you can still work.
Just,
Uh,
I'm gonna have to make Big Tail a mobster
Look,
whenever
if you're
you
gonna
need him.
try and make someone pay and you need them to pay, you don't go after them, you go after someone they care about.
oh, Big Tail would have liked you. That's the sort of thinking that got you high in his group.
He'd be working for me.
He'd be working for you. Well, I don't know. Big Tail's a lot bigger than you, in terms of muscle and weaponry that he kept about his person.
I'm doing my job right. I don't need to do the fighting.
Why is there
mine's
always
not
this assumption that there's going to be a fight? I like to go into places and not assume that I'll be punching each other.
Well, I
It's
also
just when
would
that
say
an arrow comes out of nowhere.
Drakel, you were also pretty good with that sling, though. I will state that you did pretty good.
Does an arrow come flying out of nowhere?
No. Just
Okay.
strikes Kluft down mid-sentence. It's like, I'm here for peace. Ah! It's just like straight
Yeah, the irony wouldn't be lost on me.
yeah. No, but you do, after a little bit of walking, you do come across another set of symbols in the trees. Because I'm just using your previous checks for this, because I'm assuming you're still looking around for it. Yeah, no, you find another set of symbols, same symbols, pine sprigs. You find another set of 2.
Which way from here, Jeska?
That way.
Does one of the pine sprigs go that way?
Yes.
Keep walking.
All right.
This is kind of like sailing. I hear that sailors look at the sky and the sky tells them where to go. Only we're in the ground.
Where to go from the stars?
Wow.
If there's no clouds in the sky, I can't get lost.
I've always wondered, do they whisper to you, or... I never hear.
You can see patterns. If you
I like
it's
patterns.
dark, I'll show you some.
I would like that very much. I like patterns.
Kluft just needs opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll rise above.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He'll go from a beggar to a street vendor, and he'll hit his peak.
One day I'll be a ruffian. The dream.
One day.
He's got that pie in the sky dream of managing a food cart somewhere near that park.
Oh, hell yeah. Then we'll see.
Make some really good
Selling-
kebabs.
Yeah, or selling like street wurst. Because
Yeah.
it's the closest thing to a hot dog you can get.
Roach, in every campaign we need kebabs. You know this, we know this.
So, I'm looking
No, we
forward to
don't.
trying a kebab when I go over there next year.
Oh, I'll
'cause I've
buy
never-
you one, mate. I'll buy you a doner kebab,
yeah,
mate.
Wait,
they don't have
you never
them.
had a kebab?
I'll buy
It's
you a
not
doner
a
kebab.
thing. It's not a thing here. Like, you have to go to specialty shops. Like,
I am gonna buy you a doner kebab.
Okay, cool.
Wow.
Actually, no, it's a question, Roach. Would you prefer lamb or chicken or beef?
So if you're having a proper doner kebab, it's lamb.
Yes.
Yeah,
if
you
it's
have
proper
to get
doner
lamb.
kebab, it's lamb.
Or
Yeah, no, I
hamster
don't.
or
I
donkey.
don't have enough.
Yes.
I don't have enough money to get it all the time, but I do like. I do like lamb and.
Oh,
and that
you
kind
get.
of stuff.
I'm getting you a lamb doner kebab,
You're
mate.
sorted. You're sorted then. Yep.
Yeah.
Do you like
Wow.
chilies?
I'm not. I used to. I was raised on a
Don't
farm.
tell
I
him.
have
Just
no
give him
aversion.
the cheesy. Just give him the chili.
Just give them all of it. Just
Right,
just-
well, that's a
Alright,
right.
really?
That's a
I
rite of
saw-
passage.
yeah.
That's a rite of passage.
Is it true you guys over in England don't have hot sauce?
Wait, what?
Don't have hot
You don't have
sauce.
hot sauce.
There you.
Soy sauce.
Hot
Oh,
sauce.
house sauce. I said hot sauce. And that was a
I know.
comment.
House sauce. House. Do you guys not have house sauce? Yeah.
Some places do. I know of some places, but it's not as
Yeah.
common.
Oh, over here, like every single takeaway, like every single like kebab place will do the house sauce. It's called.
So,
Yeah. It's like the default. It's the default sauce.
so yeah, you continue moving along as you go. You're about.
Anything interesting on the ground?
It's
That's
like
what I'm looking at.
It's well, I mean, Kluft has been in a lot of forests recently,
Yeah.
so it looks a lot like the other forests, except that this one's maybe a little bit more lively. It's got a little bit more jazzy.
I'll be honest, everyone. I think I'm a little bit over this whole in the woods thing. Can we get back to somewhere, with stuff in it soon?
We'll be. I promise we'll be done soon. This is important for me.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna say it takes about another 20 or 30 minutes. You come across you come across another set of symbols. There's 4 this time. All of them are the because they're each in different directions. Because because you're deep in the forest, is one of you has an ability to not get lost, right? Or is that a thing I'm thinking?
Ashen.
You have to be able to see the sky.
Yeah, as long as I can see the sky, and I always know where north is if I'm above ground.
If you're above ground. Okay, well, then they're each going not cardinal directions, but close enough, and one of them is pointing towards where the tree would normally be. Essentially, you've bypassed all of the puzzles I had planned for this section by creative thinking. So you know exactly where to go. If you wanted to go towards
Wasted all of Roach's effort, yes.
I could
Sorry,
probably
love the
bludgeon
puzzle.
somebody to death with the pages of notes that I've had to bypass because of all you bastards through our 3 campaigns.
That's fair. That's fair, yeah. Whose problem is that, Roach? Ours.
Still
when
ours.
you meet us.
Still ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna tie those notes to our ankles and throw us in some sort of river.
Maybe.
We won't resurface.
There's too many. So
He can try. I'm scrappy.
Red goes for knees, man.
Oh, fuck.
But it'll take you out the knees.
yeah.
Pull out a baseball bat.
So yeah, if you know where where north is all the time, you can use that, and Jeska's kind of you can figure out where you're going the whole time. So grand total, it's about an hour of travel. You come across 3 more of these sections with progressively more and more of the symbols in different directions as you go. The final one that you come across having 8 of those symbols on trees in different directions. And these are all set up in like quasi clearings. Like they're not actually clearings, but like the underbrush has been cleared away, so it's noticeable that there's a difference in the like terrain. It's like set up for it. But after that amount of travel, you come across a thickening of the forest a little bit. It's like a ring of thick trees separating you from the things beyond. It will either require you to find an entrance. You have to either try and find an entrance. You can try and go over or through it to keep going.
Through like a
It's like
thicket?
No, it's like trees that are just like a wall that have grown into a wall. Like essentially, there's no space between the trees in this little section. Like there's a ring. Or at least it looks like it curves. So you'd have to try and find an exit or an entrance, or figure out a way through.
Do trees normally grow like this?
No, this is different. Let's see if we can find an entrance, and then we might have to get a bit creative.
If somebody wants to keep us out, though, should we really be going in?
We were led here.
Oh,
Supposed to be here.
okay. I can try and shimmy through a gap if I can find one.
Well, I can try to shimmy as well, but I'm more concerned with slightly taller friends.
I'm not there.
6'2", 6 something. We're tall people.
And a dwarf.
Let's see if we can find an entrance. If we can't, then I think I have some rope.
Okay.
How long do you spend trying to find an entrance? Do you want to do a full loop around?
Do you want?
Are you?
Why don't we split up? Half of us go left, and then the other half go right.
How would we communicate that we'd found it?
We wait there at it. The other one will catch up.
It's actually.
That's pretty smart.
That's
I mean,
actually.
that works.
That's very logical. Yes.
Never broken and entered before.
No.
All
And for
right.
the sake of me, I am pretending you never said that.
Why?
Right.
Are you a constable?
No.
Well, then, why do you care about the laws broken in other cities?
You'll find out. Maybe.
But I don't understand. Are you a
So-
constable or not? Are you like a traveling?
So,
Are you a
Kluft,
traveling
you're coming
magistrate?
with me.
Okay.
Jeska, do you want to go the other way?
Sure.
All right. And where's Dagmar and Drakel going? Are you just... All right, you're going with Jeska.
Sure.
All right.
I'm not gonna argue.
No, me neither.
All right. So, as you go around this ring of trees, yeah, okay. So, Jeska, Drakel, Dagmar, the D group, except for the one J.
Yeah, the J. I was like, wait, I didn't.
Yeah.
It's not. Wait.
It's close. It's close. You, as you're going around, you actually see a little break in the trees. As you're going a little bit closer, there's. It's not like this is cleared out. Like there's still it's still a forest. It just gets progressive. It just gets a lot thicker in this one like wall, but it's still like normal growth past that. It's not like clear. You see a break in the tree wall, and as you go towards it, you then see there are two figures on either side of this entrance that stand
We
about.
wait here for Ashen and Kluft. I say to the other two people because I'm not approaching them in case there's something that goes wrong here.
Agreed.
Okay. You and yeah, they don't seem to notice you. But they
What's the
stand at
figures
about-
look like?
Yeah, that's what I was getting to, but I got interrupted. Or I could just not say it. They're just amorphous blobs that you know are individuals. No, they stand at about 3.5, 4 feet tall. They're a little skinny, but they are clad in like what looks to be full gleaming plate.
Gleaming,
They have-
gleaming
they-
plant.
seem to be ratkin of some sort.
Oh,
Oh.
Rat nights.
Rat nights.
And yeah,
Sounds
after
like a New York talk show or
it's
something.
kind of a pity because I feel like Newton could probably defeat the Rat Knights like really supremely easily by picking them up and just like holding them aloft.
Do they have
And then they're
pointy
like,
feelings?
it's just like,
like
King
just get
Kong.
them in a headlock. Yeah,
That's what I was
But,
trying
like,
to
you-
do on the battlements, but it didn't go well. I got stabbed a lot for my troubles.
As you do. As you do. But King Kong
Scrappy.
also got stabbed a lot for his trouble. So,
Yeah, that's true. Well, no, he got shot a lot, which I guess is a form of stabbing.
yeah.
And like in a very abstract
Stabbing
way.
with
takes
range.
velocity.
Yeah. I guess we haven't really come that far from a sharp stick, really.
No, we
It's
haven't
all-
really.
It's all
No.
the same mechanism.
So it's not uncommon for my character to get shanked.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's
Yeah.
true. Hey, at least it wasn't a little girl this time that shanked you.
Yeah, this time.
Oh,
We'll see what happens next time.
It was two rats this time.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's better or not. But
I mean, they're combatants in this situation with experience. So.
I've got more
So-
surface area this time. It's not as hard.
yeah, it takes a little while, but the you two, Ashen and Kluft, you come across the opposite direction, and you also see before they see you a entrance into this tree wall with two figures in gleaming plate standing to either side. Kluft, you immediately recognize that these are the shapes of ratkin.
Oh,
Just their
couple of rats. Are they wearing blue or red?
make an aware or make a scrutinize check, because they would have you can tell if they're rats from afar, but you'd have to, that's like a specific detail to try and find if they have color on them somewhere.
54. Let's see. Don't think that's a success. Scrutinize. Oh, is it an awareness check? I think scrutinize is a social check.
We've
yeah.
been kind of using it a lot.
Awareness is perception. Is like the default perception check.
Yeah, I think they're both the same though, aren't they? In terms of
No, scrutinize is a social. Scrutinize is a
No,
social
but I'm saying
check.
they use your name. If they use your base.
I have awareness trained. I don't have scrutinize trained. So it's it's
Sure.
relevant.
Sure. Okay.
I still feel. Unless there's like a bonus to it.
No.
But I feel like
Not unless you're getting
like,
help, but nobody
it's
told you.
okay.
Nobody said you were getting help. So before you rolled it, you can't tell. It's hard to tell. There's some shadows that are playing across, so it's hard to differentiate the color. There's like
Sure.
with the light and shadow.
I suspect that if this tree is very valuable and important, then they're probably here to guard it.
I would think so. I'm wondering if there's 2 entrances.
Oh, why?
Oh, if there's one here, and it wasn't... Might be one on
Louder.
the opposite side. And then there might be an entrance on the opposite side.
How come?
You've looped around to where the other group are.
Oh, so
at
we've
this
met
point.
up with them. That was clear.
Yeah, no, you're around the same. Like you can see each other at the edges. Like you're not trying to be super stealthy, but these guys haven't seen you because they rolled a 99 on their general.
Do you want me
checks.
do you want me to go and check with the folk there, the guards, and if it's all good, then we can go in, and if it isn't, then you can speak to action.
Let's take... Ashen is going to take off the red they have on her. Just in
Should have brought something blue. In hindsight,
They weren't selling blue stuff. We only had red stuff.
I might have something blue. Got a lot of rubbish things.
Roll a
Is it
d10.
old, new, or borrowed?
Definitely
Roll a
borrowed.
d10. We'll see.
I got a 7.
Quite
I got a
possibly
7.
old.
You got a 7.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you have one blue thing. It is a navy blue sock.
I have this. I hold up this very old, very tatty. I keep it because it has color. Blue is very hard to make.
Yeah.
Let's quickly go and speak to the others, and then I'll come in with you to speak to the guards.
Okay.
All right. As you're making your way over towards the other group, let's go and take our break for midpoint.
Oh. Okay, so join us in 10 minutes time, and we will be back soon. When is a story more than a story? When a tale is more than words on paper? When is an ad more than the script it's written on? In the darkest and deepest annals of our own history, worlds of wonder and splendor burst through like a blister made of hope. From the brain that's wrestled and riddled with madness, a radiant pustule. Writing, art, that storytelling, that is the true lust of life. You too can dutifully indulge in art. Like fans of the greats. Shakespeare, King, Tolkien, Seuss, Mercer. You too can indulge through Twitch Prime. Get an extended access to a wealth of knowledge with a simple click, an emotion so small that it could endlessly amount possibilities. Embrace those feelings. Support art. Support the component cast.
Drakoga. It's a city of dreams, they say. They might have even been right once upon a time. But now, it's a rotting, corrupt corpse on a hill. When the nation went dry, a few saw the potential, saw the money that was waiting for them. Now, you can't go a block without passing a speakeasy, even if you can't see it. And you'd be surprised just how many upstanding citizens you'll find at a table with a glass in their hands. These can't help but want money or power. Problem is when both of those mix away from the light of the law. Corruption, exploitation, and murder. It's all just another night in Drakoga. scuttle! Faster!
And we're back for the second half of tonight's broadcast. That was fantastic discourse. I love that.
Photo finish.
We have fun here.
Also, funny enough, Discourse, you were just talking about Arcade, that game that I also played in the beginning. I just got an email from them because they're wanting me to migrate my account over to the new like compiled server they're making. Yeah.
Wild. I see there's a sequel coming out, but like, I don't know.
So yeah, you all kind of, without being spotted somehow, get back to the rest of the party. You're all together. You do see this entrance and these two figures standing on either side of the entrance.
I like to think that they're not spotted because their like full helm in their like plate armor is so ill-fitting that it's like covering their like the eye bits is where their snout is rather than their eyes.
I can imagine it.
So what do you all want to do?
Well, I've got like a blue sock. How about I just go over and say hello and see what's going on, and then if there's any trouble, you can spring to action.
They're definitely sky cloaks then, right? Did you see them wearing blue?
This isn't the kingdom's area. We were told that.
I take off like whatever red I'm wearing. I put it away.
Assuming you all do that.
But yeah, we're in the Sky Cloak territory, right? The what are the right guys called?
The kingdom.
Just the kingdom?
They have no,
Okay.
Why would they need a name? We're the only legitimate power here. Why would we need a name?
Fair. We're not in the kingdom's area, so they wouldn't send anyone to help escort us. So I assume that there's nothing here.
Okay. What do you
If you
think,
want, I
Ashen?
can hide. I can secrete the sock upon my person so it's not immediately obvious.
Anybody
Maybe
have
wear it.
Any ideas? Anybody else? Just to see if we could brainstorm here.
Feel like I
Or
could
you
have
had
been
a sending
solid
spell.
Of course, bloodletting for it to work in this world.
That's actually probably true.
More than likely.
I would like to go in there myself, but there's no sneaking past those guards, so... Does anyone have anything blue on them that I could borrow?
Clef's holding a blue sock. It's not the right color blue, but it's blue.
Roach, would my military attire have any blue in it?
For
Did you design
the
your
martyred.
character with it?
For the martyred.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. The ashes of the martyr.
Yeah. No, their primary colors would be like yellows and oranges.
Okay.
Most likely.
Makes sense. Fire, all that. I check my
What's Jack
rucksack.
wearing?
Pink. It's a very manly color from where he's from.
Actually, I think Kluft's character model is in blue, isn't it?
Bluish, yeah.
I've got a blue sock.
That too.
Yeah.
The wrong kind of blue. We do sky blue. That's ultramarine.
Just tell the TM.
No, ultramarine was
I know,
already a
I know.
color.
You can't take this from us, Cheetah.
They'll try.
They can try. Yeah.
Can we just take Utari's hoodie? That's pretty blue, right? We'll just take Utari's hoodie.
Wow, you get
Why don't-
that's
Yeah.
very-
Why don't we just tell them that I'm in charge? I'll just say, hey, you lot, I want your backs up straight. I'm going to be showing the new guys around, so no tuck back. People usually appreciate that sort of thing. I would. I would do what he said. Someone said that to me. And I'd stand up straight too.
Maybe not. But
What? I turn to the con artist, and I and I say, why don't we have him do it?
Con artist, excuse me.
That was out of character.
He's a procurement specialist.
Thank you very much.
So
We
I'm going to
appreciate
say,
his necessary talents.
I mean, I could do it no problem, and then I will do a very bad impression of somebody like who would be in charge at, like cock a look, and be like, you lot know, see here. I do not exude confidence in this deception.
Hold on. You have to make a check for that. We're gonna see. You have to make a check for that. I want you to make a leadership check.
Okay, I got a 51. My fellowship is 38. I failed.
Yeah, because it's a train thing as well. So you flip to fail, so that means a 51 would stick. So yep, that is a. So it's 51.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, it's just flip, isn't it? Oh, hold on, I gotta look at the wording of that. It's flip to fail or just flip?
Surely
if
it's
that
flip to
turns
fail.
if it's just flip, that's a 15. which means
It's a flip to
16 by a little
fail.
bit.
Otherwise,
I'm
otherwise
sure
it
you.
would go-
Yeah.
fail.
Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah.
I'm sure I mentioned this before about it, and you were like, "No, it's flip to fail," because if it was the other way, it would make no sense for that to
Yeah.
be a rule.
It would just be like, oh, like in fact, it's better to fail.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like, well, I rolled an 81, but I actually rolled an 18.
you only flip it if you succeed. If you
Yes.
fail, it's a fail.
Yes. Fail is fail. As Mr. Incredible would say, fail is fail.
Fail is fail, and you
Flip.
flip to fail.
Yes. And then if you succeed with the flip, you still succeed because
Yes.
numbers.
That's brutal though. Like trying to succeed on an untrained check.
Already
is
done it.
Very hard.
I've done it. I
It's
rolled a
hard.
50.
I did
I
it.
was like, that's it's a pass. It's
So-
barely.
Did it for Drakel's knee, didn't we? Like, well, I stopped him
Yeah,
bleeding, and then
yeah.
Utari actually healed him properly. With a
Sorry,
crit
most
success.
of my skills are in the 30s, so and 40s.
That's harder. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So out of character, seriously though, Drakel, I think this is probably your time to shine.
I was just about to ask some questions, and then Roach said you had to check.
Oh,
Yeah, go ahead. What were you?
Okay, so these guards, they're in full plate armor, correct?
Yes.
Are they standing at attention?
I mean, they're on guard. It's hard to tell if they're at attention. The natural, the natural posture of a ratkin is not necessarily bolt upright.
Okay. And they are protecting entrance
It's
to
an
a town.
entrance. It's an entrance through this wall of trees, and beyond it, you see just more forest. But it goes deeper where Jeska says the large tree was, at least as far as you can tell.
Right. Newton, with me.
I'm not there.
Newton's
not
not there.
Why it's not Newton? There. He should be there.
He hasn't been here for. he went to the town.
Oh, God.
He's banged up. He's hurt. He went home.
Yeah. He's hurt. He's hurt, and Midge's bandwidth of his mind is really low, so he really pushed for that.
I should have done the same, to be honest. I'm exhausted.
Jeska.
Yep.
Right, you're with me.
Cool.
Everyone else, stay hidden.
Jeska had pulled out a bag of popcorn. Now she hands it off to Kluft.
Right. Here's the plan. Say nothing. You're a high-end individual looking into acquisitions of some kind.
Understood.
Nod, say yes, whatever I tell you to do.
Understood.
Okay.
What am I?
Hiding.
Hiding.
Uh-oh.
Jigs.
Eat your popcorn.
It's buttered.
I like the
Where'd
taste
you
of
get
butter.
popcorn in the forest? I don't know.
It fell into my hands.
Wait.
So, what do y'all do?
Well, I will be striding out of hiding with Jeska in tow. I'm just going to find my documents. Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, you didn't have a character sheet up this whole time? Is that what you're saying, Rebel?
No, no, I
Do you
didn't.
want my sock?
No.
Oof, okay. Be it on your head, be it.
Well, no, it won't be because you're keeping it.
Oh, okay. I like this too.
Let's try it out and start doing the. As you can see over there, look at the beautiful forests and everything. Perfect kind of area for what you're looking for. Over here, just 1 second while I deal with my friends here.
You get within about 5 feet of them, and then they suddenly notice that there's somebody there. Thankfully, I haven't rolled below a 90 for their awareness check this entire time.
You just walk past them and like nothing ever happened, and I'm just standing there like, what the fuck?
I was right. The armor is so ill-fitting. It's like their nose is out the eye hole.
Yeah, they have a very low perception because that was the joke I was going to go, but Midge spoiled it because you get closer to them, and what you see is that they have like a full visored helm that is made for them, but it isn't like it isn't perfect. So the eye slits are tiny out of there, and when one of them starts talking, the whole thing clatters a little bit as it's like their jaw kind of like moves the helmet around a little bit because it's so ill fitting. So it's like a little jostly metal sound as they go, and so one of them yells out, "Go no further!"
No.
Approaches.
Just 1 second, my friend. Now, if you just hold on 2 seconds, just got to deal with the local constabulary. They obviously keep their business very well. We are in the kingdom's area right now.
Oh.
Shut up.
No, we're not.
Shut up.
That's the point.
The kingdom! The kingdom! Where's the kingdom? It's like clatter, 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 clatter as it's looking around.
Clatter, 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 clatter.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of metal, like, because they're in full plate, but it's not made for them totally. So it's just kind of like,
Calm down, my friend. Calm down.
Is someone touching me?
No, not at all. Just calm down. Can you see me?
Yes.
I don't believe
lying.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a 99. He's lying.
I don't believe you.
What do you want?
Well, unfortunately, I've got this this gentleman, usually termed, obviously, who's interested in basically buying land in the area.
It's because a woman.
Yes, because
Blind.
You can't go any further. We've been told not to let anyone in.
I get that, but obviously they can't buy the land. I need to get someone of authority here so I can get them away from the area.
What's the password?
There isn't a password.
Yes, there is. Is there? No, there is. It's just like it's the other one across the way.
Look, can you just get me someone of authority that I can talk to?
No, our shifts aren't over for another 10 hours.
10 hours.
Yeah, there's not a lot of these armor, so it's kind of stretched pretty thin.
Obviously, you are a complete idiot. I'm gonna go talk to your mate.
You gotta remember, these people are rat man. They will buckle to the sheer amount of authority that you can bring to bear on them.
Yeah, but you don't want to do that first because they will remember you.
You try to reason with rat people.
Yeah, talk to me. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Obviously, you are the brains of the operation.
Yeah.
Okay, can you arrange someone of, I don't know, a superior we can talk to?
Well, technically, the one you were talking, he's a higher rank than me.
Jeska's trying not to laugh.
Jeska?
She's trying so hard not to laugh.
Jeska, would you be so kind as to do the same as me? If you could just turn around for 1 second, please, mate. Just turn around so you're facing the other way.
Huh? I'm
Turn-
not.
just
Am I looking at you now?
keep
Or
going.
am I not?
Keep going. Keep going. Perfect. Right. So this is what I want you to do. Takes out my club and just whacks him on the back of the head.
Hold on. Okay, I need you to. I'm gonna need you to roll an attack.
Right.
We're gonna see.
$11.
Critical success.
Cool.
They can't
then I
dodge
just need you to
this.
roll. Yeah, no.
Well, I don't think they were gonna.
So I just need you to. I need you to roll 2d6. That's you're rolling 2d6. We're gonna see if you.
11.
11.
Was one of those
Cool.
a 6?
Oh yeah, one of them was a 6. 1 second.
Keep rolling.
Yep, keep rolling.
15 total.
Okay, cool. Just 1 second here. We're just gonna. He's gotta roll one thing. We're gonna see what happens here.
Oh boy.
The vibration.
Yep.
Love this encounter.
Did you roll a 99?
Bang! Yeah, bang! But you when you hit, you hit mostly metal. As you think at this point, maybe the helmet is resting on the shoulders instead of on his head at this point, from the way he is. So it hits. Ow! Did something hit me?
No, mate.
Where
No,
are
no,
you?
no, no, no.
Where'd you go?
Right. Kluft, Ashen, and just start digging a pit.
Yeah. To be honest, I think we should just start walking in.
Dig a hole, put them in it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start walking.
Drakel's doing this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yes, mate. Yeah, over there.
If you
It
don't
was
have the password, you must. You have to do the thing.
It was a stone from over there.
Okay, that's fine. It happens a lot.
Ashen is sneaking past.
Yeah, Sam.
If you don't have the password, you've got to do the thing. Yeah, no, you have to do the thing.
Ask him what the
The
password is.
thing.
One of us tells a lie, one of us tells the truth, and gotta
Oh
figure
God,
that out.
that we're doing that. Are we doing that one? Are we?
Fucking gargoyle.
You're
there's a
seriously doing
gargoyle.
that? You're doing labyrinth. You lazy fuck.
At this point, Drakel's just screaming at the sky.
Don't blame Roach. Blame the sky people. Yeah. Sky clouds.
Seriously, we're going labyrinth here.
Listen, man, it's our orders.
Our boss is a big Labyrinth fan.
It was a big David Bowie fan. Yeah.
Yep.
So you gotta figure that out. It's a whole thing because a lot of people forgot the password. So we gotta just a second. It's just a
So you did a
fail-safe.
more complicated thing to replace the simple password.
I think I've seen this one before.
I don't get what you mean. Yeah, no, you all get through.
I've got like really mysterious music going on in the background. I need to change this up. Hold on.
Is it Benny Hill or some bullshit?
See, I was looking forward to that encounter because I had no idea how the fuck that was going to go. If you were just going to go in guns a-blazing, or if you have to interact with these idiots.
Oh, these poor rat kid.
Yeah, so no, they all get through. And what do you do, Drakel? You just leave, or are you just interacting with them?
Oh, I'm leaving. I'm just leaving.
Where'd he go? I don't know. I can't see anything. Yeah, neither can I. I think he left.
That is a tremendous waste of my talents.
I think we're good.
Jeska,
If you're still around, don't go inside. I think we're good.
Inside where?
We're good at this.
You know what? No, let's just go, Drakel.
Drakel's gone.
Yeah, she was like, they're walking and like she's about to like try to say something. She's like, no, you know, fuck that. Let's go.
Yeah, no. So you're past the. So you're past that obstacle. If you call it an obstacle.
Yeah. That was a tremendous waste of Drakel's powers.
The thing is, it wasn't supposed to be initially obvious. They couldn't see you, so it was supposed to be that thing. But they failed so badly, you did so brazenly. There's no way you couldn't tell. So yeah, you have entered into the inner sanctum of this forest.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a name. At least in my notes. So. Yeah, are you just I need you all to make an awareness check as you enter.
Oh, nice. 28.
I can go back
Versus
to
45.
the mysterious music now.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say you don't want to do that. There's gonna be some total whiplash coming up.
20 dead. Pass.
74. Feel.
All right. Yeah.
You're only one pass.
Still looking at the ground.
Yeah. You're confused. That was they did their jobs well. How'd you get through?
Oh, wow, that was lucky. By the skin of the old nose there.
Don't know how we're gonna get back out of here. So yeah, everybody who passed.
We best hope there's some sort of exit to this place because we ain't fooling those guys again.
God. Yeah, no. All of you who passed, you noticed that a difference in the forest as you enter this inner sanctum. Obviously, it gets a little darker because the trees are a lot thicker on the edge there. So so they cast a shadow inside. It's harder for the sunlight to get to the lower parts of the forest under the canopy, even though it's just a pine forest, just so thickly grown. They're so tall, these trees. You also notice that these are much older, or at least they look older. They're like the pines, like their root systems. Definitely, you can kind of almost see them through the dirt in terms of just how thick they are.
How wide are the trunks?
It varies from tree to tree, obviously, but we're looking at like these are. You wouldn't call them ancient, but these are very old trees. At least they look very old. Like they're big. They're width-wise. This is me trying to think because what would be an old? What's an average pine? Like you're looking at like maybe like something like that thick.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like because pines don't get that wide normally, so it takes a lot for them to get that big. So yeah, they're fairly large. But you also see there is a cleared path that kind of goes on from that entrance that you so deftly sneaked in through. So are you taking the path, or what? How do you want to do this? Or you want to be more stealthy? What's your...
I'm going to be very lead and be very sort of quiet along the path. So go slow, keep eyes open, keep ears open.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. So, I need you then. I guess it would be you, Ashen, to go ahead and make another awareness check as you're sneaking through. Just see what you spot or if you spot this before anything spots you. Don't.
I got a 42. I needed 61.
Okay, yeah, you beat them handedly. So, a very big change of pace as you get closer to the center that you think is the center of this forest. You come across a structure separating you from what you can tell to be your target. A very, very large tree, almost like a redwood size kind of tree, like in the center here. But around it is a wall made of wood, with like almost like a built-up palisade around. And on the top of this palisade, little walkways, you see blue cloaked ratkin in various different states of armor walking around. You also see two human-sized bodies hanging from a lower limb of the tree above the palisade.
I'll put my hand up to stop everyone.
Stop. In the name of love.
How are the human-sized figures dressed? Because I know I'm not going to necessarily recognize people. Village, because by the time we got there, they had gone. But sort of blacksmiths and people dressed to their trade, sort of thing.
None of them. They're not clothed, and they're in a somewhat advanced state of decay.
Probably scrumping.
I don't want to know what that means.
You don't know scrumping?
Nope.
Does anybody here know what scrumping is?
I do, because I'm a country pumpkin.
Exactly. Thank you. Scrumping, it's you go out, you go picking apples illicitly out of orchards that don't belong to you.
Behind my house here used to be orchards, and now it's a housing estate. It's very sad.
And that's why nobody knows what scrumping is.
Yep.
Oh god, yeah.
Damn society.
Yeah.
Damn your society.
I'm going to lead them back out into the forest a bit and tell them what I saw so we can think of a plan and not be spotted.
Are they all wearing the same armor?
Only a few of them.
Ah, sad.
So, if you had to see, there was like maybe on the walls 10. Say maybe 3 of them had like full plate. The rest were dressed kind of similar to the ones that attacked the fort earlier.
They have the defensive position. It would be suicide if we tried to get him through the front door, at least.
Why don't we do the same thing again?
I don't think that'll work twice.
One of them may have a degree of intelligence.
To be in charge of a place like this, I guess you gotta be pretty smart, yeah.
So what do you guys think? Do you think we should just go back to everything and get everything set up and come back? Or do you think we should try and sneak in?
Why don't we just try being honest? And just tell them what we want, which is to see the tree.
Where's the fun in that?
You know, for once, though, I am inclined to agree with Kluft.
Hold on, I gotta roll for the universe imploding.
Did it work? The universe
Yeah,
die? Okay.
So you succeed.
So-
yeah.
I've often been told that I've got a Ken. I don't know what it means though.
I think that maybe just telling them that Ashen wants to visit the tree, and that's all we're here to do.
Maybe we should have some tribute ready.
A tribute is a good idea.
I've got this blue sock. It's very old and from a place far, far away.
Well, they mentioned, well, they were attacking something about God or gods, I think.
They use singular.
Yes, if I tell them why I'm here, that's not going.
Tell them that you're a tree doctor and the tree's sick.
Not the weirdest thing I've ever heard, to be honest.
Like there's a tree doctor.
I mean,
Trees aren't people.
Roach, is there any way to sort of walk through the forest and around the encampment, see if there is a different way in or somewhere slightly less guarded?
Sure, if you want to spend some time kind of stealthily going around to try and ascertain other entrances or kind of the general layout of it, that's totally fine. You'd have to make a stealth check just to see what your general stealth is during that, and then we'll see.
Okay, so I have a talent called Rural Sensibility. Basically, when I attempt to hide in rural environments, you gain a plus 20 base chance to stealth tests, and I already have a base 10 because I'm trained in stealth.
So you get a plus 30 to this.
Unless you say it's a harder task, and then that will obviously change that, but...
No, I know what their general perception level is.
I rolled a 2. I
Wow.
didn't need all my fancy. I rolled a 2.
All right, we're just gonna see.
you are
They
invisible.
roll for perception. Let's see. You're good. So, Ashen spends, I'm gonna say, if time's not an issue, with that kind of roll as well, you spend about 20-25 minutes kind of going around. It's not a huge perimeter around, so because it is almost hugging the tree in terms of like how big this palisade is. But you do notice some other features on it. The one side that you came on was kind of a featureless, just a side. You see the entrance, which is a wooden door that's about large enough for a normal sized cart to go through, with a little bit of room on either side in terms of size. Normal, like human sized cart. There's some like sharpened kind of logs that are like crosswise, like to either side of the entrance, so that it kind of funnels things in. There's only one way in specifically. You do see, although it's round, there are like, if you had to think of this like as a square, each corner there is a reinforced kind of smaller circle, like a little like mini tower with a kind of fortified position on the top of it, made of wood. And on those, there looks to be one guard that just stays there while the other ones are going up across the walls, or up or down the walls. Sometimes you lose sight of them when they go down, but these ones seem to be, that's where they're stationed. And they seem to be armed with crossbows, possibly the same kind that were on the fort earlier. So they're mounted, so they're a bit easier to work with. And then on the backside, you, using your previous awareness check, you see a camouflaged, like half in the ground, like it's not dug under completely, so I'm trying to wait the actual wording for it. Like it's like there's a sally port, but it's not like ground level. It's like half ground level, like so it's been like dug into the ground slightly, and it's kind of camouflaged a little bit with things like branches and twigs and that kind of ground litter, but you spot it. Do I need to explain what a sally port is? Because I understand that not a lot of people know as much about medieval castles as me and Midge.
Oh, I'm very aware of it as well.
I think maybe it's best to explain it for those who don't know.
So a sally port is a secret door. For example, Lord of the Rings, 2 towers, helms each. You'll have to toss me. There you go.
That's a sally port where he's coming out. It's a place to get in and out during a siege, theoretically.
Sneakily attacking the enemy's siege camp.
Yeah, or sneaking in supplies, stuff like that.
So if we just find the entrance to the sky cutters, or the sky cloaks,
you found a sally port, which isn't technically normal. Well, she's not normally guarded,
but like a
sally
secret
ports,
exit or whatever.
Yeah,
like.
it's
You
usually
found the back
not
door.
heavily guarded. Yeah, you found the back door. Doesn't look like there is a little bit of open ground between the edge of the forest and where the sally port is. So you'd have to, Ashen judges, you'd either have to wait to darkness or you'd have to try and time people getting from the edge to the sally port and like under the cover between patrols on the walls.
Report back to everyone. Might be easier if only I go in.
Are you sure?
No. But quiet on my feet. And dress me up from a distance. They're not necessarily going to know I'm not Ratkin.
They'll be able to spell it.
May I borrow
If you
some
want-
of your clothes?
I don't know how that'll help, but okay. Sure. Which ones? I've got all of them here. And then I take out a spare shirt and some shorts.
You still have that armor that you picked up from before, don't you?
Oh yeah. I collect all sorts of good things. I've got that. I have these acorns I found as well, if you want to see those. And I began taking out my collection.
Can I put on some of the Ratkin armor, Roach?
Yeah,
Skyclip.
no, yeah, it wouldn't fit you greatly, but and it wouldn't impart anything more than what you already are wearing.
No,
because
that's
of how
fine. It's for disguise rather than for...
Just needs to clink authentically.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, you can totally do that.
Remember, it's all in the slouch.
Remember. Unless anyone has any better ideas.
I reckon that if you were to take some sort of meat that did not need to be heated, but could instead be chilled, you could sell it on the streets in a cart.
Had an idea.
I think it could be a real moneymaker, I'm just saying.
That's extremely enterprising, Kluft. I meant for this particular point in time.
Oh, no, I got nothing.
That's on par with like, anybody have any ideas? I've got some bad ideas.
Yeah. Do they have
Not
to be
really
good?
on the any idea is a good idea, or the only bad idea is the one that's not voiced, or anything like that.
Yeah. There are definitely bad ideas.
I've got some really shitty ideas.
Yeah. So, is it just going to be Ashen going in? Because in terms of the distance covered as well, it's a distance like it's a fair ways away. If I recall correctly, the base speeds of everybody, if you're not using darkness, I think definitely.
No, I'm going to be using darkness. It's just I wanted to report back and figure out ideas, but I've still got time to get ready.
Okay, well, if you're using darkness, then you can make that. Jeska can also make that even outside of darkness with just the gap in because of her monstrous speed. Yeah, her monstrous speed. I think she's like twice as fast as the next person in the party.
It's the goat legs.
Yeah, and then everybody else wouldn't be able to make it in one go. They'd have to. They'd have a chance of being spotted, like just at the end of the traversal. But I think Ashen will be okay, and Jeska can also make it if need be, without having to make a check as for speed. In darkness specifically as well, because it'll be too dark, so the shape won't really matter. It'll just be quickness to get across. But... So, is it just going to be Ashen?
I think that makes sense, to be honest. I think it makes sense.
I will go to like the area where Ashen's going to come in and out. So like, you know, whatever part of the forest that Ashen will run across to the sally port to, I will stick in that bit of forest just in case they get caught and they need someone to back them up.
Nearby?
Yep.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. Cool. So you wait till darkness?
Before I go, can I give my shepherd sling and pebbles to either Dagmar or Kluft and just say, if anything goes wrong, Drakel knows what to do. Start swinging.
Okay.
So Kluft takes the weapon.
I have this. I have an axe.
You are given
this will help you hit people on the wall.
Yep, you're given a shepherd sling with some ammunition.
Sure.
Well, if that comes up, then you can put it on your sheet.
I really hope it does it, because we'll all be dead if that comes up.
So, and you're waiting till darkness to go. Okay, so you all wait 3 hours.
Who wants to hear some ghost stories? I know one about 100 wood. It was a fellow who was traveling. He bumped into a farmer.
Did they hold them up with a pitchfork and made them get married?
Well, what happened was that he was in trying to grow trees. But then he discovered that they'd all been marked for clearance because fields were getting put down forever. Never ever interrupt a farmer when he's building an outhouse. That's all I'm going to say.
Horrible monocultures.
It's not good for the environment, people.
Okay. But yeah, you spend 3 hours waiting, so you can prep however you want.
I will legit tell ghost stories.
All right. Okay. Roll a d10 for me.
6.
Yeah, they're okay. Yeah, they're not bad.
Well, there's the one where the man wakes up with a turnip for a head. That's always a good one. Turns out in the end, yeah.
It's a couple. It's funny. Some of the specifics of them are different, but the general themes match some of the stories you all know from your growing up as well. It's just kind of there's some weird bits that that obviously came from Kluft's upbringing. But yeah, and so yeah, you go, you get to the darkness, and so Jeska and Ashen go to the spot closest to the sally port. And Ashen, you're making the sprint when there's a gap in the patrols.
Yep, timing
okay,
it.
you've had plenty of time to check and to measure this, so that's not a problem. I'm just gonna roll. I'm just gonna see if anything. It's a very low chance because of all the prep. Yeah, no, you're fine. So Jeska, you see Ashen like sprint across to. Funny enough, like I don't think Jeska would be able to, unless it's like specifically pointed out. Very like if you didn't know, you wouldn't know that that was there. Like it is well camouflaged.
Yeah.
So Ashen had a very good check to spot it, and Ashen, you get there, you kind of lift up like a couple of branches that are covering it, and then go down. And from that point on, because of your height, as well as its kind of its position in the ground, Jeska, you no longer see Ashen. Like you just
Bye.
into camouflage. And so you are presented in front of you, Ashen, with a door. It looks like a wooden door, but it is reinforced. Like it's not just a flimsy wooden door. You can see there's not a lot of gaps in between the panels. It's got like some tough like cross bracing on it. But it does look to have a lock on the outside.
Well, I have skullduggery, so
Nice.
can I pick the lock?
Yeah, sure. So you go towards it, and you can try and pick the lock. It's going to be a -10 on this because it is better than average lock in the door.
I needed 46 because with the training -10, it puts me back down to base. I got 38.
38. Okay. Takes you a little bit, but you finally hear a little click as you get the tumblers in the right spot, and you feel like the tension that was holding the door lessen, and you kind of like you press the handle, and it swings outward, and you do it very slowly.
I've got my trap thing as well.
Okay. And what you see in front of you is a dark tunnel. There is no light.
Can I hear anything?
Make an awareness check.
2.
2. Okay. Making good awareness checks. You kind of like you get a little lower, just listening into the tunnel, and you hear what could be described as the sound of maybe like a fire, a little crackle of flames, like a snap of one of the logs splitting, or something like that, like something's like a little fire somewhere on the at the end of that tunnel. So what would you like to do?
Can I feel my way along there, please?
Sure, you can. You won't be as stealthy if a check comes up, but you can do so. It is not like it's a dug tunnel. It's not like it's not stone. It hasn't been like refined or anything like that. This has been dug. A door and like an exit has been placed at the end of the tunnel, and then it was sealed, and then it's just been left like that. So it's mostly like damp dirt, a couple of like little small roots here and there that you feel, a couple of cobwebs here and there, just general like underground tunnel. It's it's fairly straight. So it goes fairly straight for a long ways until you reach what looks to be what feels to be a bend, and then it's a very sharp bend, like 45 degrees.
At the bend, can I sort of, when I feel where the corner is, because it's a sharp one, can I stop, listen again, and duck my head round to see if I can see the fire that I heard?
Sure. So if you listen using your awareness check from previously, you hear the telltale sounds of something burning, a fire, but you also hear conversation and the sound of bare feet on maybe stone or wood, some sort of floor, not ground, like not dirt. And as you peer across, you can see there's a door, and you see like the flickering lights of what could be like lit torch light or fire or something. But if you listen, you hear the conversation going, and it seems to be between two ratkin of indeterminate gender. You're not exactly sure how to tell that yet. You have to ask Kluft about that later. But
Musk.
But you listen and you hear, you should put too many onions in the soup this time. No, it's only like 2 onions. That's a very oniony soup. We're gonna need like it's too much. 1's good. We don't have a lot of tomatoes. 2's good. We need flavor. People are going to complain again. Well, let them complain. Let them try and cook it. It's kind of that conversation going.
So I can I smell food?
Now that you you hear that conversation, you kind of smell. Yeah, you smell like what could be like a hint of maybe some form of meat, maybe like pork kind of, possibly. It's hard to tell because it's very overpowered by the smell of generally like a broth cooking, but a very oniony broth, so it kind of wafts down a bit. It's definitely agree. It's a bit too much onion.
I'm gonna get the mushrooms that I have in my pouch out of my pouch.
God damn it. The ones you took from the herbalist's stash. Okay, cool.
I've got 2 of mushroom 1 and 1 of mushroom 3.
All right, I'll have to find those. But yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, you can take them out. They're mushrooms, so they don't go bad that quickly. So it hasn't been that long. Yeah, what do you want to do? You take them out.
So I'm gonna head. So is the path sort of straight towards the kitchen? Is there a door to the kitchen, or?
There's a door at the end of the tunnel that looks to be the same kind of door as the one that you encountered on the outside. Maybe a little less reinforced, and you see but it has a window kind of at the top of it, which is funny enough just your size because of the individuals who made this. This definitely would have been almost impossible for like Newton or Drakel to get through. Probably also Jeska, maybe. But yeah, you can go up to there, and it's on your level, so you can look through the window if you want to at the end of that tunnel.
I will sneak a peek, and if they've got their backs to me, I'll try and sneak it.
What you see, if you look across, what you see is a medium-ish sized kitchen. Like it's not that big, but you can definitely tell this is a stocked garrison. There's bundles of onions hanging from the rafters, as well as some sausages and various other like food being kind of like stored up high. A couple of bags of what you assume to be flour of some sort, kind of stacked up against one end. It looks to be a well-stocked kitchen. There's a kind of a hearth on one end that the fire sound is coming from, that they're cooking on. And you see a big pot with like the remnants of like onion skins and like stems from other vegetables and stuff like that. All that kind of like piled up to the side of it, and just kind of bubbling in the corner. And you see two Ratkin wearing they're not wearing armor, but they're wearing their blue cloaks, and they're what look to be, one is plucking a chicken, and the other one is pouring like some sort of like amberish kind of thick liquid into cups onto a like that's on a platter.
Are they looking in the vague direction of the door, or are they both looking at what they're doing and away?
They're both paying attention to what they're doing. I'm just gonna roll to see which way they're both looking. Neither of them looking directly at where you are. No.
I'm gonna try the door quietly, as quietly and slowly as I can.
All right, give me a stealth check.
Don't expect I get my plus 20 anymore because I'm indoors.
Yeah, no.
$13.
Okay. You click the door and it gives. It is not locked on this side. So you can, it doesn't squeak either. It seems to be like well cared for. So you have a way in. What do you want to do?
Where's the door out of the kitchen? Do I have to go past them to?
Yeah, they're near the entrance. Like one of them looks to be preparing like drinks for the meal happening. That's probably happening somewhere. So they're kind of pouring the drinks into cups on a platter, and then and then the other one's like nearish by, like sitting on a stool plucking chicken feathers and like plucking the feathers off of a chicken, and they're near-ish the door. Yeah, you'd have to go basically in between both of them to get to the door. Like they're kind of opposite ends of that side. The pot is on the opposite side of them to the back end of the kitchen, just bubbling on the hearth, and then you're kind of in the center-ish, like equidistant between those two, between the pot and the ratkin. So what would you like to do?
Yep, I'm gonna do it. Can I put the mushrooms into the soup, please?
Cool. Well, you rolled a 13 on your stealth. I'm just gonna go ahead and check and see what their perception is. So, you open the door slowly, walk into the kitchen, or at least kind of like crouch. You're sneaking into the kitchen, and you go towards the soup. It's a big pot, definitely enough to feed a good number of ratkin, of soldiers. And yeah, if you want to, you can drop the mushrooms into the soup. What was the numbers for those mushrooms?
I have 2 of 1 and 1 of 3.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, so you drop them in. Oddly enough, giving the smell, it does neutralize a little bit of the onion.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll be happy with that.
Yeah. And probably neutralizes a little of the acidity as well, so they didn't have to like a potato in it or anything like that to make it. Yeah.
I leave.
Go back into the tunnel and shut the door. And are you just waiting till things play out then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So eventually, the one that's pouring drinks kind of like flips up the platter and all right, here we go, and then kind of like backs into the door and then leaves. Your clatter of like clay cookware or clay like drinkware that they're drinking from. The other one finishes plucking the chicken, looks it over, good enough, puts it onto the table, goes over to the soup, gives it a nice stir, kind of like, it wasn't too much. I don't know why he's complaining. And kind of like heaves it up and starts kind of moving towards the door, and it leaves after about 15 minutes.
Okay, once they've both left the kitchen, I'm going to go into the kitchen and then follow them through the door and either find a place to hide or find a blue cloak.
Cool. So you wait for them to leave, and then you go out and you look, and what you see is that there is this is a hallway. This is kind of at the end of the hallway. Think of this as like a big S. So this is at the bottom of the S, and then at the top of the S there is a turn in the hallway, and along that there's maybe 2 other rooms, like doors, that you see along this hallway on either side. They don't go into any of them. They go along the hallway and take that turn out of your line of sight. And you hear them walk for a little longer before they kind of leave your hearing. And this is well lit. It's all kind of wood make. It is relatively well cared for and clean, and it looks to be fairly well made. You could see this being like a gnomish or a halfling fort, just because of the size.
Is there windows on any of the doors?
No, it looks like when you go up, no, they're like just full
Solid
doors. Yeah, solid doors. And you don't see any windows or anything in the hallways that you can see. This looks to maybe in the back of a building or something. So you got door 1, door 2, and or down the hallway.
I'll listen at door 1, see if I hear anything, and then...
Okay. If you listen at door 1, you don't hear anything. There's like nothing that jumps out at your ears. And if you go to door 2 afterwards, give that a listen. You hear kind of like a skittering noise.
Okay, I go into door 1.
All right, you open the door. What you see is a kind of a moderately sized storage room. It's got a couple of crates here and there, a few barrels off to the side, a couple of miscellaneous bags, stuff like that.
Okay, can I find myself somewhere to hide and see if they have any spare uniform in here?
Sure. Wouldn't be hard to find some place to hide. Go ahead and roll a I'm gonna say scrutinize, because I think that works for searching. I don't think there's any like good search skill that I can think of up there, and that sounds the best.
36.
Is that a success?
Yeah, my perception is 51.
Cool. You look through a couple of kind of easy to open crates, some that have already been opened. A lot of it's like things that, oddly enough, look somewhat manufactured. Also, they have runes on them, like a dwarven rune on some of these crates, and a few of the barrels. But some of the in some of the bags definitely look a bit more ratty, no pun intended. And you do find like a couple of bolts of cloth that look to be blue cloth, like blue cloak cloth.
Can I cut myself a cloak with my dirk, please?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no, you'd be able to. Wouldn't be hard. It wouldn't fasten the way they've got it because they use like penny and layer brooches on all their cloaks, but you can kind of like tie it off and it'll look kind of okay from behind. So yeah. And are you just waiting?
I am. Is there anything small with the dwarven on it?
Anything small with the dwarven stuff on it? Smallest thing, it would be one encumbrance unit, and it'd be like a small barrel, like something. I forget what the term
it might
size
be
is.
something I pick up on the way out. See if it's runes that Dagmar recognizes from the people he was traveling with.
Okay.
But now I'm waiting for chaos.
Chaos, cool. How long are you willing to wait for before you start searching? Or are you just like in for the long haul?
Half an hour.
Half an hour. All right.
Because the soup went up there, so it's got to be eaten and then go into people's system.
Cool. So, Jeska. You're kind of like, yeah, you're doing that thing where you're kind of like sitting against a tree, just waiting, like arms across, watching. And you see the general patrols and the individuals on top of the towers kind of doing, what you'd expect. They've lit torches. They're just kind of keeping watch. You definitely see like maybe about 10 minutes after 10. Well, actually, it'll be like 20 minutes after Ashen left. You see not a shift change, but a couple of the individuals are like get a little less attentive for maybe about 10 or 15 minutes. Like maybe they'll sit down on like maybe a stool they got next to them or something like that. You can't really see what they're doing. But after about 10 or 15 minutes, they stand back up. And they're a little bit less attentive for a while. They're kind of just like, they've just got done doing something that wasn't guarding, so now it takes a little bit to get back in that swing of it. You hold on, I'm just gonna see.
You want me to roll a notice?
Make an awareness check. That would be nice.
Sure. Oh, that's a 10 versus a 45.
Awesome. So you see to your left first, the leftmost tower in your vision, you see one of them, one of the Skycloaks that was wearing plate, but has taken their helmet off while they were doing whatever they were doing. They haven't put it back on yet. You see them kind of sway for a second and then kind of fall forward. And you hear like a clang as they fall onto the like chest high kind of wall, and the momentum takes them over the edge, and they just yeah. And not like 5 minutes, or not like 5 seconds later, you see one on patrol who's just kind of walking, just like funny enough, just walking, and then. starts
oh, I've been there, brother.
At things.
Kluft is like, I know your pain right now, homeboy. I've seen that. So like Jeska saw the first guy like stumble over and fall, and immediately like sprung up, thinking, "Oh shit, what's going on?"
Yeah, you start hearing a lot, and same thing happens with Ashen. You start hearing kind of a lot of chaos. Like, funny enough, you hear something kind of above you, kind of bang, like a thump. And then not too long afterward, you hear like something maybe a little bit on the same level, but over on the side. It's like something screaming and like yelling. Just a general lot of stuff happening.
Well, I think we can officially set the war crime counter for this game to 1. Thanks, Red.
The gambit.
We all knew it'd be me.
The lacing on the gambison is finally
lost. Finally given out.
Yeah.
Bow, 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 bow. Bow.
Bow, bow. Take it all off.
So, yeah, what do y'all want to do?
I'm just gonna.
It is very cold in this room.
He just took off half a sleeve. He's like, oh, shit, it's cold
my
here."
arm is very cold now.
It's cold. Huh.
Yep. I also don't remember how I tied that, so that's gonna be that's gonna
be a
annoy
lesson
me.
learned.
Yeah, because that's not gonna match this one. That's gonna annoy the shit out of me.
Right, now everyone is. I've started hearing chaos.
Yeah.
My hood goes up, my cloak is on. I'm gonna slip out, try and duck through the people to get to the tree and see what's happening.
Cool. Not like a minute after you leave that room, go down a little ways, you see one sky cloak who's just kind of like doubled backwards, like on a chair, and their mouth is, they just got a whole bunch of black blood flowing down from their mouth, and they're just kind of like, they're probably dead. You think they're not moving. Kind of there.
War crimes.
So you see that. So you see that, and then he's guarding a door, and if you go through, what you see is a somewhat open air. There's like an overhang, somewhat like there's an overhang, and then just a whole bunch of tables that were set up. And those tables, a couple of them still have you assume to be the diners of this watch, or the individuals who were eating, sitting down, getting off their watch, still there. Some of them, as they got one of the two mushrooms more so than the other one, and they immediately died. But then you see, kind of in the courtyard past that, you see a lot of like, it's hard to describe. They're dealing with something, but you can't see what they're dealing with.
I remember what happened to Kluft, though, don't I?
This is different. that was mushroom 2.
You put the actual poison ones in there.
This one's different. Kluft had a very pronounced form of acute paranoia that happened immediately. This is like they're seeing something and it's bad. It's bad. It's bad enough that you see some of them have stabbed others, like, of their group. Like they're like, like it's bad.
Trip.
Yeah. Bad trip with weapons. It's not going well.
Yeah.
So yeah, you see, there's a lot in front of you. Also, you can't see across the courtyard because in the center is a giant tree trunk.
That's what I'm heading for.
Okay, cool. So you just venture out into the courtyard. Nobody pays much mind to you. Anyone who is sober in this or did not partake yet, they're dealing with other things. So you go forward, and what you see is this is a giant, like, redwood-sized pine, kind of around there, very gnarled bottom, like, roots, but it is not solid. A little ways around, you see what looks to be a way inside.
I go in.
Okay, you enter in. Awesome. So you don't see any skycloaks in here. Seems to be kind of a well-managed path. Like it's kept clean. It's mostly like it's almost like it was grown, like it grew into a tunnel or something like that. Like it wasn't carved out, or at least doesn't look like it. Twists a little bit, kind of like a couple of S turns before you end up in kind of a hollowed out sphere, or half sphere, and in the center you see what you can only describe as the core of the tree, like stripped of all of the rings around it, or all of the extraneous, just the core center of the tree and what it is like, and then the lost bits going to the root system, and right emitting like a green glow, and then right in front of it you see a body.
Ratkin?
No, looks humanish. Very old. Very, like, petrified.
Can I examine them?
Sure, you walk up and you can see that they're not separated from the tree. There's a lot of like small roots that have curled around them in various bits and pieces. But you can see they're wearing armor of some sort. It's very old. Some of it's a little rusty. A lot of the cloth that they were wearing is rotted away. Skin is dry and taut against the like their bones. They've been dead for a long time in this kind of like very climate controlled area. And they seem to be grasping of a root.
He says quietly, "Bring low those who owe a debt, blood for blood, treasure gained by deceit, may it be." Do I recognize the armor at all?
It's generally, I mean, it's armor. It's a you know, an armor that's Algan in origin, but it fell out of style a couple of decades past.
Could it be from the schism?
Well, you're in the schism right now, but it could.
The initial war.
It's possible. There's not a lot of markings. A lot of all the cloth's really rotted away. That didn't survive as much, so you didn't have any symbols that you can see.
All right. Can I move the hand away from the root?
You can, yes. Is that what you want to do? I mean, yes, you could.
Yeah.
I'm not discouraging you. All right, cool. What's this check gonna be? Okay, I'm gonna need you to make a resolve check. -10, actually -20 on this, and we're just gonna check this. See how this goes.
I don't think I can pass.
You can if you critically, crit.
I'm going to spend a point just to see.
All right, cool.
Fail.
All right. Okay. You take 9 peril. All right.
I'm imperiled.
Okay, cool. You're imperiled, and yes, what happens is you go to take the hand off of the root, and what happens is as you curl the fingers back and pull the hand away, it's funny. You don't see anything connecting the hand to the root, but it feels like there's a it's a tiny bit of resistance, like something's like you're tearing like tape away or something like that. And I'm trying to describe the feeling, like it's a two-sided tape and you're just peeling it back. And once you finally like get to the end of that resistance and it kind of goes free, you kind of don't perceive it. You just become aware again against the opposite wall. With kind of like green flash in your eyes, and you feel kind of like like your stomach's kind of doing flips around, and there's just been it's just this boom, and you see the hand has been disconnected from the root, and the body is no longer petrified. It is a skeleton. Everyone outside, I need you all to make resolve checks.
At the same -20 or just flat?
Yes, same -20.
Oh boy.
Easy peasy.
Oh shit! I made it. I didn't think I would.
Cool. Then you'll take half of whatever this is.
Right. I rolled a 19 versus it would be 28 because of the +10 from my training, -20 from the thing.
Cool.
I rolled 64.
Or is it we have to do a -20?
Yeah.
25 out of 45.
I don't take this resolve test, do I? Just from miles away, do I? Just double check.
Ah!
I mean-
Wake up screaming.
Osmosis, maybe.
No, you're good. Dagmar, also make a resolve check. Just because you're there as well.
Just wanna.
You were there.
Just to tell you what I've been doing, Roach, in this time. I've started penning Tales of Tooth and Blood, Ventures into the Rat Kingdom of the Lin by N.J. Hemlock.
I hate it.
I'm role-playing with my time in silence.
I appreciate it, but I hate it.
Sorry,
You
it's
pass or-
very me.
It's all right. It's loud.
Did you pass or fail, Utari?
Utari,
Sorry.
did you pass or fail your resolve check?
I'm spacing out here.
It's all right. We're almost done.
Where?
Need you to make a resolve check at -20.
-20. Oh yeah, I'll definitely fail that. 41, so -20. That becomes effectively 61. Yeah.
Well, -20 means you gotta. It's 21 because it becomes you're rolling under it. That's what it is. It's
No, I'm
increasing
saying
the
it.
target.
I was adding it onto the dice roll, so yeah, I'm definitely failing that one. Hold on. Yeah, I've definitely failed that one.
Okay, cool. So, anybody who succeeded takes half of whatever this is. Everybody else will take this full peril.
Wait, hold on. When you say Megan at -20, that's good for us?
That's bad.
No,
No,
it's
it's bad
bad.
for us.
It's bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Plus
that's
is
what I
good.
thought.
20 makes it easier. Yeah.
Yeah, +20 makes it easier. -20 makes it harder.
It's not to the dice. It's being applied to the thing. Which
Yeah, okay. Got confused there for a hot second.
Okay. If so, everybody takes everybody that is an Ashen. Everybody is going to take 10, halved if you succeed. Peril.
Nothing happens to me then. I'm cool.
Okay.
Don't you take half peril?
No.
Yeah, but if it doesn't go over the threshold,
It doesn't break my base
apply.
threshold, so nothing happens.
We're 0, isn't it? And then it's +6. Oh no, it's 6 plus 6.
Your base threshold's the first number, then your second level
Yep.
is the next number, and then it goes there. So,
So it
your
goes
base
6, 12,
level-
15.
So what you have right now. So what is your peril threshold on your character sheet?
5.
5. Okay, and you succeeded your check. Then you're imperiled because it did meet that. So you did. So you still tripped it. For
Yeah.
Kluft, you're 6.
Mhm.
Okay, because it's 6, you go into imperiled.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not 12 because it would be 6 plus 6 for your second level. So you just go to the imperiled condition because it's just 10.
Okay.
That's how it goes.
Sure thing.
Yep.
I'm imperiled. Ah!
Never trusting any of you again.
Sorry.
Just big evil tree.
So would you, and yeah, all of you see like a green flash come from the center of the fort. Kind of like it washes over you and you feel the same kind of feeling of like your stomach doing flips. So what would you all like to do?
What are you doing in there, Ashen?
Yeah, what would y'all like to do?
Those are some big mushrooms. Is that bad or is that good? It feels bad. Is what I'll do. I win.
Okay. Ashen?
How are the rat people responding?
You don't see them because you're not in the fort, and you don't see, and I don't think you're at the edge of the forest. If you go to the edge of the forest and do a check, you might be able to see through the darkness because it is dark as well.
Okay.
So it's Ashen would have to check.
Sure.
They're in the fort. So Ashen, what do you want to do? You're kind of like prone against the wall after you just got flung across the room. Now there's a skeleton in the room.
Is there any armor or anything left on the skeleton?
No, it is just bones. Like there's a
bones.
fine dust that's not only covering the thing around it, but you notice it's covering you too. Like kind of like an off-white kind of grayish dust.
Okay. I am going to leave the little pine sprig that we got from the zombie and place it near where the hand was. Put my... and just say out loud, I hope this was right, and then leave.
Okay. And you leave the tree. What you see outside is you see, because all the ratkin that were tripping took peril, and took quite a bit. You see a whole lot of incapacitated rats because I rolled and that incapacitated them. It tripped them over, like because they all took the equal amount from the soup if they were tripping, and you put them over their last imperiled tracks. So they're now just unconscious, like on the ground. That or like a lot of them are just kind of like catatonic, just looking up, just like twitching.
Right, I'm just gonna carefully but quickly go back through the Sally.
Oh, okay. You're not just going through the front door now that nobody's guarding. Okay. Yeah, you go back through the Sally port and all the way back, and then straight towards Jeska, who is still there, obviously, but more.
She looks much more agitated than she was when you left her.
More keyed up.
Yep.
Yep. And yeah, you leave.
What the hell did you do?
Can we get away from here and I'll tell you?
You know, yeah, that's not our... Yeah, let's go.
All right. And so you gather the rest of the party, start heading out. And I think because Utari is practically dead on his feet right now, and we did just get through, you guys don't know it, but we got through something very big right now because you skipped most of the lore parts of it because you're assholes.
Hey.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah. We'll end it here for this session. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I'll take the reins again for the fun.
Yeah. Noon's
So,
just been chilling.
Yeah, he's been sitting, writing book, like helping out some rat people.
Yeah, we'll go over that next session.
Exploring their culture.
He's been helping rat people again.
No, it's
Helping.
more just educating.
You've been teaching them Greek fire again.
I don't know the secrets of Greek fire. I'm an investigator. Not some sort of alchemist. Dagmar, however.
This is how stealth technology works.
So
No, here's a fiscal set of laws.
yeah. So
Let me introduce you to coinage.
Allow me to introduce you to the power of howitzers.
No. So, all we have left to do tonight is to thank the people who have been here. Starting off with our wonderful GM, Commissar Roach. We've also been joined by the wonderful Surelyonlymikey, UtariOnzo, Discourse Miniatures, Red Moogle, Rival Zone Gaming. I've been Midgeman. This has been the Component Cast, and we'll be back next week, next Tuesday with more of this, and next Monday with more of our D&D show. Follow us for weekly TTRPG content, and we'll see you all around. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye.